Well, well, well. The Cowboys continue a generational curse. Every time the Cowboys are in position to really make a move in the division, this has been going on for years. The Cowboys will be in a position to where, for example, the Philadelphia Eagles lost. Cowboys win today. Commanders, they play the Commanders next week. The Cowboys could have literally put themselves in second place in the NFC East, but instead, the defense reverts back to a pumpkin. The defense is the worst defense in football. And once again, unless the Dallas Cowboys play perfect, unless Dak Prescott plays perfect, the Cowboys can't win. The season is not over, Dallas Cowboy fans. But this game today was terrible. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Yup. We are still the Dallas Cowboys. And the season is not over. We can be mad, but the season is not over. Sometimes you just have to accept what you are. And what we are is an offensive team. And if we don't score 30 plus points, we're not winning games. It is what it is. Welcome, 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 Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll know the next time we post another video or go live. And yes, we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming up this season. Oh, let's talk facts. Cowboy fans, we can act a fool all the way through tomorrow. Because we're going to have Overreaction Monday also tomorrow. Well, let's calm down. The Dallas Cowboys, it is what it is. We just got to admit it. The defense stinks. And I don't think there is nothing. I don't think there is nothing the Cowboys can do in 2026 to fix this defense. I don't. Everybody keep talking about all this trade deadline stuff. No, do not go in the trade deadline trying to get offensive players. No. This offense is fine. The offense is fine. The Cowboys have to make moves on defense. And I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't one player the Cowboys can bring in to help this defense. I don't even think there's two players the Cowboys can bring in to fix this defense. The Cowboys would literally have to bring in about 4 players to fix this defense. Because this defense, it's a combination, I believe, of 3 things. It's a combination of the scheme. It's a combination of the players as far as their effort and their understanding of the game. And it's a matter of coaching. I just don't think you're going to fix those 3 things. I don't think you can fix those 3 things right now. So that's kind of where the Cowboys are. So let's talk. Let me tell you what we're going to talk about. So we're going to listen to the Brian Schottenheimer presser. And Brian Schottenheimer is finding himself in a predicament. I told y'all this before. But the one thing that Brian Schottenheimer is not going to do, Brian Schottenheimer is not going to throw he's not going to throw his coaching staff under the bus. Now, he may take slight jabs, but he's not going to throw them under the bus, especially individually. We're going to hear that in the press conference. We're going to listen to the Dak Prescott presser. I think Dak Prescott is saying all the right things, but I'm telling you behind closed doors, Dak Prescott has to be frustrated. Dak Prescott is playing some of the best football in his life. And we have put Dak Prescott in a situation. There are actually people criticizing Dak Prescott in the offense because they didn't score on the last drive. Come on, man. That's a crazy predicament to put a quarterback in an offense in. Number 3, man, I think Michael Irvin gave one of the best reactions of the day. I don't know if y'all heard Michael Irvin, but man, Michael Irvin is probably one of the best reactions so far. And then we're going to go back and look at what we talked about, the keys to the game. And did the Cowboys do the things we talked about in the keys to the game? We're going to talk about what went wrong. We're going to go back and try to break this game down with the box score and some of the things that I talked about. Then we're going to have a call-in portion of the show, and then we're going to conclude it. So that's where we are today. Shotty Presser, Dak Presser, Irvin reaction, what went wrong, call in, and the conclusion. Guys, the season isn't over. Let's go. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Leslie. We're going to talk about that. We ain't running from that. We ain't running from that, Leslie. We're going to talk about it. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Let's get us a roll call in. Let's make it quick. We got a lot to talk about. I know y'all raring to talk about it. Let's go. Ron Hanna, what's going on? He said another terrible loss. No doubt about it. Nah, Ron Hanna, we know who we are. If the offense don't score 30-plus points, we're not winning. Dominique Pittman said, Jerry gonna sell the fan base on Wolf tickets? I don't think so. Nah, man. I don't think Jerry gonna sell us on this, Dominique. When Jerry Jones don't give a post-game press conference, y'all gotta tell me when the last time Jerry Jones didn't give a post-game press conference. Shoot. Man, let me tell you something. This dude, Jerry Jones, fully expected to win this game. Jerry Jones. Let me tell you something, Dominique. Jerry Jones had been sold Wolf tickets. Do y'all know Jerry Jones had been sold by this coaching staff that the defense was fixed? Jerry Jones had been sold. And Jerry Jones was so furious. Jerry Jones said, no press conference. I'm telling you, Jerry ain't gonna sell us nothing, bro. Jerry know, Dominique. Jerry know this thing is bad. Matt Eberflus, we're gonna talk about it. Ron Hanna, Brian Schottenheimer got too cute. The Carolina Panthers had no answer for George Pickens. No answer, and they still did it. Still did it. Derek Tatum, what's going on? He said the defense is trash. No doubt about it. Richard Owens, what's going on? Today was a game for the bookies and the sports gambling has made an NFL a joke. Boy, Richard Owens, you better say it. Y'all do know the NFL has done this on purpose, right? Y'all don't find it to be strange that the parody, Richard Owens is saying something that people need to understand? Have y'all not realized how the parody is at an all-time high in this league? Right around the time when the league is trying to get this huge contract, from my understanding, and this huge expansion. Everything we're seeing from the NFL is exactly what it wants. The NFL don't want no dominant teams per se. They want everybody to be in it in the end. And I'm telling you, the Dallas Cowboys are still going to be in it in the end. They're still going to be in it. Most Logan, what's going on? KD, Derek G, Renan Zaguini, what's going on? Doomsday Cowboys. Man, he said Eberflus has to go. We're going to talk about it. LaQueen, what's going on? She said defense got to be better or replaced as well as Eberflus. Dang, Rico punished him, no doubt about it. Dale Jordan, what's up? D-Dog 8809, what's going on? They're not selling the team. We can forget about that. Lord Nova 85, what's going on? Mitchell Green, he said it ain't generational. Gee, this defense is awful. Freddie Morales in the crib, what's going on? Davion Wallace, what's going on with you? He said this defense is straight comedy. Do something, Jerry. Davion Wallace, I just don't think there's anything Jerry can do. Jeremy Powers, the season isn't over, just going to be long. It is. It ain't over. The Cowboys are still in this thing. Their offense is that good. Their offense is that good. They're just going to have to force Matt Eberflus's hands. I said it before, I'll say it again. Matt Eberflus, you're already getting beat when you don't blitz. Bro, you might as well blitz almost every play. What's the point? What's the point? Boy, you saw that thumbnail. I said they were unbuckled. They weren't buckled up. Hearing from the Panther beat writer that Dowdle was watching a certain Cowboys YouTube fan channel, listening to someone on there making fun of his dreads, and so he was out for blood. Boy, you better stop it. Boy, boy, you better stop it. You better stop it. You better stop saying this. It better not be true to Big Rombowski. Send me that article if it's true. Boy, that better not be true. You better be being facetious right now. Roy Clay, Jamal Ism, Dennis Hendricks, everybody, what's going on? All right, let's get this thing started. I'm sorry, guys. Boy, Big Rombowski, you better be playing. You better be playing. boy, Rico Dowdle, boy. I know them Braves didn't get Rico Dowdle fired up like that. All right, man, let's get into this thing with Brian Schottenheimer. I want to hear some of this stuff that Brian Schottenheimer is saying. Because I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Brian Schottenheimer, I think he's a great coach. But I also do think he's also benefiting from the fact that unlike Matt Eberflus, I'm just sorry, I'm going to say it how it is. I got to say it how it is, man. Matt Eberflus don't have the personnel that Brian Schottenheimer has on his team. Do y'all realize we got Dak Prescott on the offense? We got CeeDee Lamb. We got George Pickens. We got Javonte Williams. We got Jake Ferguson. I mean, when you think about what he has versus Matt Eberflus, tell me who Matt Eberflus has. Tell me. I'm not giving him no excuses. I'm just telling you there's a combination of issues going on here. You got to tell me who he has. You got to tell me who he has. Now, don't get me wrong. He can do better with what he has. But Matt Eberflus's biggest problem, and one of the Cowboys' biggest problems, and I'm telling you, they're going to have to answer this sooner than later. Hey, Matt Eberflus, we know what you can do if you got the players that you want. Bro, you don't have the players that you want. You don't have them. So I don't want to hear about what you don't have, Matt Eberflus. You're going to have to do something with what you do have and what we do have. Because I'm telling y'all, there is not one player. Y'all got to name the player to me. Name the one defensive player that turns this defense around. I don't want to hear nothing about the edge. The edge is not the problem. We have wide receivers and now running backs running wide open. Have y'all not figured out they're all looking at the same tape? They're all looking at the same tape. The New York Giants looked at the tape on the Eagles and saw the weakness. The Green Bay Packers looked at the same tape. The Chicago Bears looked at the same tape. The New York Jets didn't have what they needed, but they looked at the same tape. The Carolina Panthers looked at the same tape. And have y'all noticed they've all done the same thing? The word is out on us. We don't have the personnel. And we're just going to have to start being honest with ourselves. Guys, I know we want Trayvon Diggs. There are people who want Trayvon Diggs to be the old Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs is not the old Trayvon Diggs. Elam is not what we thought he was. Deron Bland seems to still be kind of working himself back. Our safeties, we won't admit it. We will not admit it about the safeties. They're just not good. Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson, they're not good. They need to replace them both. Wanye Thomas isn't enough. They need to replace them both. I don't think our defensive line is bad. The defensive line just needs to continue to work and get better. The personnel is there. But the linebackers? Bro, we're bad from the linebackers back. How do you fix that? How do you fix it? We've let it get this far into the season. If you bring in a new coach, can he fix it? I just wonder if that coach is out there. That coach may be out there, but he's on somebody's team. And you're not going to be able to get that coach off of somebody's team. Who do you get to replace him? Who? Rex Ryan? Man, we have gotten into a point. I'm just telling you what our identity is. We are a great offensive team with a terrible defense. We're just going to have to live with it. Can you still win? Yes. You can still win. We saw the Cincinnati Bengals do it last year. They won 9 games. We're going to have to do the same thing. We're going to have to win 10 games. We're going to have to figure out a way to win 10 games. And at the same time, try to get the defense to a point to where it's serviceable by the time we get to a playoff. That's the only hope. Because right now, I'm just telling you, the reluctance of this team to make changes on defense, it's destroying them. Bottom line, it's destroying them. I don't know what else to tell us, but I'm just in reality now, y'all. I'm in reality. I'm no longer going to be out of reality. I'm in reality. The defense, how much better can it get at this point? It's the worst defense in the league. How much better can it get? To wish that this defense could get to number 20? I don't even think Demarion Overshown can help this defense get to number 20. Because he doesn't help you with the cornerbacks. He doesn't help you with the safeties. He only helps you from his position. But how does he help you with Shamar James, Maurice Leofau, Sanborn, Murray? How does he help you there? I'm sorry. If there is one place from the Cowboys, the place that I would start if the Cowboys are going to make some trades, linebacker first. I think the safety fix is on the team. Marquise Bell, Wanye Thomas, Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson, trade them, do what you want to do with them. You can fix those 2 pieces to me can be fixed right now. Safeties, you got the players, I believe, to take their spot. Linebackers, you need to go out there. Now, don't get you one. Go out there and see if you can trade maybe for 2 of them jokers. Cornerback, you got Savon Revel Jr. coming back. Trayvon Diggs, the Cowboys can't even trade him now. Only thing the Cowboys can do is hope Trayvon Diggs gets better. That's all they can do. Because right now, everyone's looking at Trayvon Diggs, and nobody's touching Trayvon Diggs with a 10-foot pole. He has no more guaranteed money left after this year, and I'm telling you, he's going to be a cap cut casualty. Cowboys going to cut ties with him. We're stuck with Bland. We don't need to be talking about trading DaRon Bland. I think DaRon Bland is going to be all right. But I also think the Cowboys did something that don't make sense. They went out and got Matt Eberflus to coach a defense and players that don't fit the scheme. They just don't fit the scheme. And like I said, you just got so many doggone players you got to change out. All right, let's get this super chat, and then we're going to listen to Brian Schottenheimer. And I'm going to point out to you, man, Brian Schottenheimer is putting himself behind the 8 ball. Because I understand what he's doing. I understand what he's doing. I just don't know if he can sell it, because Dominique said that Jerry going to try to sell us, he's going to try to sell us something. No, Brian Schottenheimer, Dak Prescott, everybody's trying to sell us something. It's not Jerry. They're all trying to sell us something. But again, the question is, and I said this from the beginning, are the Cowboys trying to win now, or is it 2026? Because this Matt Eberflus thing is telling me that it's probably going to be 2026. Y'all have been hearing me say this for weeks. I believe the Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl in 2026. I said they'll flash this year. They've already kind of flashed. And you know where they're flashing? Explain to me how the Cowboys almost beat, how the Cowboys tie teams that they're not supposed to almost beat and tie in the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers, but then they lose to the teams that they're supposed to be winning. It's the same curse. The Cowboys don't beat teams they should beat. Should have beat the Chicago Bears. Should have beat the Carolina Panthers. Should have beat those teams. There is no reason the Cowboys should have lost to those teams. But how do you put up 40 on the Green Bay Packers and tie them and should have beat them? Time ran out. How do you play the Philadelphia Eagles the way you did? How do you do it? It don't make sense. This team, man, it's got a lot of soul searching to do. And that soul searching is defensively for the most part. But Brian is in a predicament because Brian is not going to throw his coaching staff under the bus. He's not going to do it. Neither is Dak Prescott. So you're going to hear them in these interviews. They're going to be selling you. It's not Jerry. Brian and Dak Prescott is doing it too. Jamal Ism, he said this isn't a coaching issue. To me, it's a lack of effort. Every team gets up for us. We don't match the passion at times. That's exactly what I just alluded to, Jamal Ism. It's the same old curse. It's the same thing we saw with Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy could get the team up for the big games, but then he would fall flat against the games that were not necessarily so big. This Carolina Panther game was not supposed to be a big game. This Carolina Panther game was supposed to be, oh man, the Cowboys are better in every situation than the Carolina Panthers. And the Carolina Panthers took us to the deep side of the water and they drowned us. Now you got to understand something about the Carolina Panthers. They've been a second half team all season long. And the worst thing the Cowboys could have did was allow the game with the Carolina Panthers to be close in the second half. If you go back and check all of these games with the Carolina Panthers, especially at home, because they're beating teams at home, they dismantle teams for whatever reason in the second half. It was dangerous for the Cowboys to take the Carolina. The thing that I didn't understand about Matt Eberflus, they should have came out blitzing against Bryce Young. They should have came out blitzing. They should have came out causing havoc against him. Get him rattled early. Man, they let him get comfortable. They didn't start trying to get him uncomfortable until so late in the game, it didn't matter no more. And this is why I say Brad Schottenheimer's in a predicament. He's either going to tell this dude what to do, or that tells me one or two things. He's either too soft on Matt Eberflus because he's older or whatever the case may be, or number two is telling me that he ain't got no real power over the defense like so many of the coaches we've seen, that he's not the coach of the team. Brian Schottenheimer, I don't expect him to do things in front of us, but I do expect him behind closed doors. Bro, I want to see changes. We need to see changes. Your own team needs to see changes. Your team can't hear you keep saying the things that Brian Schottenheimer is about to say. Star Guardian X, appreciate you. He said, I agree with you, G. 2026, sign Pickens now. Man, I've been saying this from the beginning, Star Guardian X. 2026 is the season I believe the Cowboys go all out. But I'm going to tell you what I think has really caught the Cowboys off guard. The play of Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is playing elite. And so now the Cowboys find themselves in a predicament to where they're saying, wait a minute, maybe there's something we need to do now because Dak Prescott is playing far and above, I believe, what anybody expected. Dak Prescott is balling, and it's a doggone shame that the Cowboys defense is this bad with Dak playing this good. Wait until CeeDee Lamb gets back. You think Dak's playing good now? Wait till CeeDee Lamb gets back. Boy, it's going to be even worse. It's going to be even worse. I was looking at the box score, and we're going to look at this when we get to the call-in portion. Man, somebody got to explain to me in goo-goo gaga terms. How in the world do you win the turnover battle? How in the world you don't have any sacks? How in the world does your quarterback play the way Dak Prescott played? How in the world does your offense put up 27 points and you lose the game? Boy, there are teams out there that would kill to have an offense and a quarterback playing the way Dak Prescott is playing. Man, tell any team in the league that if you put up 27 points, 37 points, 40 points, that, hey, man, you put that up, can you win? Shoo. Man, almost every team in the league tell you they'll take that. Man, we are losing. Scoring 27 points. Insanity. Let's listen to Brian Schottenheimer and how Brian Schottenheimer is starting to paint himself into a corner. Check this out.
Hide.
Sorry. Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Why do you think he has so many problems against the run today?
I want to look at it. They controlled the game, on both sides, and you got to give them credit for that. We knew they were a physical football team. We weren't surprised by that, but they were able to run it, and we weren't. And this is a game where you got to win the line of scrimmage, and we didn't win the line of scrimmage today. I told the team that. It's disappointing, but I got to give them a lot of credit. They ran hard, they blocked well, and we have to be better, and we'll look at it and we'll get it fixed.
Let me tell you what happened to Brian Schottenheimer. Let me tell you what happened to him. What has he done different? Y'all want to know why Brian Schottenheimer didn't want to show anybody what he was during the preseason? Because he wanted that element of surprise, that nobody was going to know how he was going to conduct his offense. But do you know what people are noticing? Oh, I see what you're going to do. So you're just going to run Javonte Williams. That's pretty much what you're going to do. And you don't care what's lining up in front of you. You don't care how the defense is aligned. You don't care if there's someone over the center. You don't care about what gaps they're lining up in. You're just basically saying, Brian Schottenheimer, you and Clayton Adams just saying that y'all going to do a power run game. Do y'all know what the Carolina Panthers did to the Cowboys today? They outcoached them. Flat out outcoached them. They looked at the tape on the Cowboys and said, we see what Brian Schottenheimer is. You know what they did? They said, they don't have CeeDee Lamb. We're willing to live with George Pickens killing us. Two things we're not going to do. Carolina said this. We're not going to let Javonte Williams dominate us like he's been dominating all these other teams. We're willing to allow the Cowboys to put up 27 points through the air. But what we will not do is let Javonte Williams control the clock, and we will not let him dominate us. We will not let him do it. That was the attitude the Cowboys should have had. Clarence Hill is going to use some words in this interview that I know they don't like. But Clarence Hill's favorite word is demoralizing. And I don't care what anyone says. For Rico Dowdle to tell you to buckle up? And you know full well he didn't even back down? And for you to let Rico Dowdle get you for 200 plus? Where is your heart, man? Where is your heart? You will not call me out and tell me to buckle up. I bet you this. I don't care if the doggone Carolina Panthers ran for 300 yards and threw for 600 yards through the air. There is one player that I promise you, if I'm the coach, I would have told my team, he better not get 75 yards on the ground and he better not get 25 through the air. Rico Dowdle. I bet you I'd have told my team this. Have y'all not realized? We saw this with the Chicago Bears. What did Brian Schottenheimer say? Yeah, this ain't a revenge game. Matt Eberflus, oh, this ain't a revenge game. Oh, I haven't even thought about what Chicago's going to say when we go to Chicago. Man, if I'm the coach, this is a revenge game. We're getting this game for Matt Eberflus. We're beating the Chicago Bears today. We're going to show the Chicago Bears that Matt Eberflus is him, and that's why we hired him. My wife made a great point today. She said, what made us go get Matt Eberflus and the Chicago Bears fired him during the season? It's amazing to me that these teams are starting to be like, hey, you know what? You want to know why we fired Matt Eberflus? You want to know why we let go of Dante Fowler? Ta-da! Why don't this team get up the way you should get up? Bro, You ain't calling me out. I bet you're not calling me out. You not telling me you going to rob my house on Friday at 5 p.m. and you going to come in and fix yourself a sandwich with mayonnaise and cheese and drink out of the orange juice with no cup. You just going to drink out the jug. You will not be telling me this. Because I bet you this, somebody else may do it, but it won't be you. Brian Schottenheimer has got to admit it. They got out-coached. And Brian Schottenheimer rolled up in there because it's the Carolina Panthers like he ain't got to do nothing different. Did he put up 27 points? Let's step into reality. 27 points ain't enough for this team to win. It ain't enough. With a defense that bad, 27 points ain't enough. And this is the reality, and we're all going to have to face it. Dak Prescott's got to be perfect for this team to win, and that's the reality. Love it, like it, or hate it. That's the reality. And Brian Schottenheimer has got to call every single game uniquely and say, we got to come up with a game plan to beat every single team. Because our defense ain't going to help us. We got to come up with a game plan. We are not yet the 92 Cowboys to where we line up and say, we're running it left or we're running it right, and you can't stop us. We're not there yet. Do y'all know that we didn't have Tyler Booker? Didn't have Tyler Booker. Didn't have Cooper Beebe. Hoffman and T.J. Bass. Hey, they got it brought to them today. Hoffman and T.J. Bass got it brought to them today. Y'all do know why we scored 27 points, right? His name is Rain Dakota Prescott. That's why we scored 27 points. Dak Prescott is making everything that Brian Schottenheimer does almost look good. Other than calling bad situational plays, like he called those 2 screens, like last week when he got down there on the 1-yard line and started trying to be cute again. Dak Prescott is playing almost flawless. Brian Schottenheimer, you got out-coached today, bro. You got out-coached. Bottom line, he got out-coached. And I know somebody says, how we going to be mad at the offense for scoring 27 points? I'm not mad at the offense for scoring 27 points. All I'm telling you is you have to be in reality now. I'm in reality. We're not beating teams unless we score 30 plus. That's reality. We can love it, like it, or hate it. We're not beating teams unless we score 30 points. And Brian Schottenheimer is going to have to realize this sooner than later. It is what it is. And I'm sorry, you cannot be unrealistic. You have to be realistic. We're not beating teams unless we score 30 points. And I'm going to prove it to you in a moment. I posted it on X earlier. I'm going to prove it to you. We're not beating teams unless we score 30 points. And I'm going to be honest, probably 35 plus points. And Brian Schottenheimer's got to understand every single team you play from this point out, you have got to create a game plan that says, bro, we got to score 35. 35 or better. Now, I'm encouraged. Cowboys didn't have Kevontae Turpin. Cowboys didn't have CeeDee Lamb. Cowboys didn't have Cooper Beebe. Didn't have Tyler Booker. The Cowboys are not playing with a full deck on offense. I fully believe the Cowboys would have put up probably 35 plus on the Carolina Panthers, and they probably do beat them today, but they didn't. And the Carolina Panthers, I coached them. They basically said, we're willing to take it from Pickens, but we won't take it from Williams, and we're not going to take it from Flournoy. We're not going to take it from Tolbert, and we're not going to take it from Ferguson. We're not going to take it from anybody but George Pickens and Dak Prescott. That's how you beat a team. We need to be full strength on offense because our defense ain't going to help us none. Bruce says, beta coaches are beyond annoying. A one-read quarterback must be blitz more and bench Diggs. He's a liability. Bruce says, I said it today. To allow Bryce Young to beat you is a fireable offense to me. Bryce Young is awful. He's been awful. He can barely see over the offensive line. He is awful. And for you to even let Bryce Young throw for 199 yards, it is dang near a fireable offense. The Cowboys got out-coached. Straight up and down, no special effects. They got out-coached. All the way around. I'm telling you, all the way around. Brian Schottenheimer, the Carolina Panthers guys, we got to give them credit. They took the run away from the Cowboys. They took it from them. They told him, you're going to beat us with Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott said, okay, I'll beat you. But guess what? That is tremendous pressure on Dak Prescott because now the Carolina Panthers were betting on something. Dak Prescott's he's got to be perfect every drive. He's got to be perfect every drive. He's got to score every drive. And do y'all know, did I not tell us I don't want Brandon Aubrey scoring any field goals? To hold the 2026 Dallas Cowboys to a field goal, it's a victory. It's a victory. When you got Dak Prescott playing like this, and you can hold this offense to 3 points, it's a victory. Brian Schottenheimer's got to be in reality, because I'm in reality. No field goals. We're playing John Madden football at this point if it's me. No field goals. Let's keep ourselves in third and short because we're going for it on fourth down sometimes when we get past the 50. No more of this Brandon Aubrey reliance. You're not winning like that. You're not going to be able to win close games like that. And I said it before this game. Jamal Ism, he said, am I the only fan that's angry that we continue to lose the physicality game to bad teams? This shouldn't still be happening. Brian sold us on this crazy work. Jamal Ism, you know what was crazy today? The thing that was crazy today, our offense was typically our physical point. But we got our physical on the offensive line. And a part of that is we got Hoffman and TJ Bass. Now, I do believe that Hoffman and Bass could start on some other teams. But, bro, today, shoo. Boy, the Carolina Panthers came with a game plan. They came with a game plan. And one of the things that they did that was so smart, boy, they lined right up over Brock Hoffman and they brought it to him. They brought it to Brock Hoffman today. Brian's got to be smarter. Brian's got to be smarter. He no longer has the element of surprise. Brian Schottenheimer is 6 games deep now, y'all. He's 6 games deep. Bro, he got to change it up. You get Jaden Blue in the game. Jaden Blue has got to be your outside runner. You've got to be intent with Jaden Blue to get him the same way. We don't need to be using Kevontae Turpin as a traditional third wide receiver, and we don't need to be using Jaden Blue like he's a traditional running back. His strength is space. His strength is the edges. His strength is you get him in a situation to where he can use his speed. Because if you don't get him in that situation, speed kills. But if you're going to get him in situations to where he can't get his speed going, if you're not going to try to play him outside, well then, man, don't even put him in. He's not the same running back as Javonte Williams. They got to play him different. Brian, I'm telling you, Brian is admitting it, I believe. They got outcoached. He did too. They should have put up more points on the Carolina Panthers because there are teams that have put up more points on the Carolina Panthers that we're better than. They used and abused the Carolina Panthers. Shoot, man, we better than the Miami Dolphins. And to let Carolina hold us to 27? Criminal. Criminal. Appreciate you, Michael Gordon. Appreciate you, Tristan York. My man, Darren Posey, what's up? Darren Posey said, team wasn't buckled up against Carr. Dak's arm is going to get tired soon. Brian's got to be smarter, Darren. He don't have the element of surprise no more. Teams are looking at tape on Shotty. And the reason why I know someone is saying, but it's the defense fault. Guys, we got to be in reality. Brian Schottenheimer has to be in reality. I'm sorry. I am sitting down if I'm Brian Schottenheimer right now and I'm saying 35 points or else. 35 points or else. There is no way with this defense unless we score 35. There's no way. There's no way. And I'm going to show us. There is no way we're beating a team without scoring 35 points. I'm going to show us. It is right now. It's a stat. It's true. There is no getting around it.
You believe you have the personnel to work with Fluce's scheme?
Yeah, absolutely. No question about it. We got to coach better. We got to play better. The physicality of it all. We're a physical football team. We didn't.
You got to stop this, Brian. You got to stop this, Brian. Dominique Pittman, did I not tell you who's trying to sell us on this stuff? This ain't Jerry Jones trying to sell us on this stuff. Brian Schottenheimer, and he's in a rock and a hard place. I totally understand it. I'm still riding with Shotty. Shotty's in a rock and a hard place. But for Brian Schottenheimer to say that we have the personnel to run Matt Eberflus' system, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's game 6. It was the Carolina Panthers. If you had the personnel to run this man's defense, I'm sorry. I haven't seen a defense this season where people are running over or running wide open the way they're running against the Dallas Cowboys. You can't sell me on this, Brian. Now, Brian is in a rock and a hard place. He is not going to throw this man under the bus publicly. He's not going to do it. I told y'all this 2 weeks ago. Brian doesn't like disunity on his team. He may take a few jabs here and there, but he is not going to totally throw anybody on this team under the bus per se. If he throws people under the bus, he would rather throw the whole team under the bus because he'll say it was a team loss. We got out-coached. He'll say we got out-coached. He will not tell us that Matt Eberflus is not good enough. And you're going to hear it throughout this interview. He will not admit to the obvious. And now we're going to see, is this truly Matt Eberflus' team? Is it his team? Because I wonder what would he really be doing if it's his team? Because I'll tell you what I would be doing. If I'm not going to fire Matt Eberflus, I'm telling them straight up and down, no special effects. Bro, you better make some changes or else. I don't give a doggone. You're already getting beat not blitzing. You're already getting beat not running man-to-man. So if these guys want to run man-to-man, Matt Eberflus, let them run man-to-man and let them get beat man-to-man. But stop letting them get beat in zone. Doggone it. Trayvon Diggs already told you, bro. And I'm sure that Trayvon Diggs is speaking for the team. Bro, we can't play this system. I don't know. I just would think that zone would be something that everybody could play. But Trayvon Diggs, DeRon Bland and Trayvon Diggs did not flourish in zone defense. They flourished in man-to-man defense. They're telling them, bro, we can't play this zone crap that you're trying to get us to play. You want us to be anticipatory on routes. You want us to be anticipatory on where players are coming from and running to. They can't do it. Somebody says, well, what's the proof? It's the film. These players can't be this bad. They can't be this bad. If they're this bad, we're in trouble. No, Brian Schottenheimer has got to tell Eberflus, and he's trying to sell us a bill of goods. He's saying that this personnel can run this defense. Well, when are we going to see it? We saw it for 2 quarters. But the Jets actually did do something against us for 2 quarters because they ran the ball. So we've seen 6 quarters to where all of a sudden now the defenses have figured out that they can run on us too. Breece Hall ran on us. We thought it was a fluke. We thought the Cowboys took the foot off the pedal. Well, Rico Dowdle came in and embarrassed us. Cowboys look almost silly now. As much as I've liked Javonte Williams, man, Rico Dowdle for these last 2 games, boy, he's looked explosive. I mean, Rico Dowdle has looked explosive. In every facet of the game, he's looked explosive. He's got the pop that we were looking for last year and still looking for this year. Man, he's making the Cowboys look silly. But Brian is in a rock and a hard place. Is he supposed to tell us that we don't have the personnel that can run Matt Eberflus' system? Y'all don't think Brian Schottenheimer can see what we're seeing? He's looking at the tape. He's looking at a combination of coaching, scheme, and bad play. He's looking at all of it. But he answers this question and says, yes. Woo! He's in a rock and a hard place.
Show it today. Give them credit.
Didn't show it today. Give him credit.
And we have to be better. And it's not just the defense; it was the offense. Yeah,
Brian is telling you what I just told you. You know what he's saying? We got to be in reality. Guys, we're going to have to accept this reality. And you don't have to like what I'm telling you. Unless this team scores 34 plus points, they're not winning with this defense, and that's reality. Love it, like it, or hate it. Love it, like it, or hate it. Brian's got to realize this. He's got to coach like this. He's got to coach in a way to put up banana bunker video game numbers. He's got to do it. He's got to do it. It's got to be his goal every week. No field goals. No field goals. Every single week, we got to put up 40 points. 30 ain't good enough no more. The goal is 40. We got to put up 40 points on every team. It's the only way we're beating them. Because anything less than 30, we're getting beat. And I'm telling you now, any defense playing the Dallas Cowboys, you know what their goal is? Man, if we can hold them below 30, we can beat them. Do y'all not understand how sick that is? Most teams are going to beat you scoring 27 points. Because the defenses can pretty much hold, their defenses can hold some of these teams below 27. The Cowboys can't hold anybody below 27 points. You're right, Brian? Yeah, you're going to have to coach better. Bottom line, you're going to have to get 34, 35 points because your defense is a liability. But again, he just told us, yeah, I think our defense can do it, but they didn't show it today. No, Brian, they've only shown it for 2 quarters the whole season. They've only shown it for 2 quarters. He's in a rock and a hard place, though, y'all. What is he supposed to tell us? Yeah, Matt Eberflus is trash. I can see it in Brian's face, man. He don't have to go back and look at the film. He looked at the game. I bet you Brian Schottenheimer will tell you he ain't never seen players running that wide open. Not even on his own offense. He ain't never seen players running that wide open the way they run wide open against the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry, Matt Eberflus is better than me. The way these guys are playing, man, I'd probably resign. I'd tell hey, Jerry, get somebody else, man. These players can't run the system. Because if I'm that reluctant to change the system, man, Jerry, get somebody else because these guys can't do it. Brian's in a rock and a hard place.
And that was great. But at the end of the day, we want to be balanced, and we weren't able to do that today. And we got to look at that as an offensive staff and see what they did to stop the run.
I got news for us again. We got to be in reality. You're not going to be able to be balanced in every game. Because when I play certain teams, there are certain things that I want to take away from them. This is defense 101, y'all. When I look at a team, I look at their strengths and I say, what can I take away from them to make them one-dimensional? Brian Schottenheimer knows this. Bro, you can't be balanced every single game. The only way you're that balanced every single game, you better have an absolute dominant offense top to bottom. I think we got the best offense in the league, but I don't know if we're just so dominant yet. To where, again, we can tell teams we're running to the right and we run it. Or we have to run and we run it and we get it. We're not quite there yet. No, Brian, yeah, this is the NFL. Sometimes a team is going to take away the run from you, Brian. And you got to make adjustments and you got to have a plan, brother. I know Brian knows this. He says he's going to go back and see how did they stop the run. I do think, and this is why I'm not panicking, it goes to show you that while Hoffman and Bass are good enough against some teams, we needed Cooper Beebe in this game, and we needed Tyler Booker in this game. Because the Carolina Panthers had a plan. And I don't think Hoffman and TJ Bass were ready for it. But it's a great game for the Cowboys so that they can understand, hold on a second, bro. You're going to have to play at a certain level at every single game, or you're not going to win. You got to play at a certain level. You got to coach at a certain level. Man, let me tell you, physicality is a mindset. Physicality is a mindset, and somebody's got to explain to me, how do you be so physical against the Philadelphia Eagles? How do you be so physical against the Green Bay Packers? Two teams you wasn't even supposed to be in the game, but then you come out against the Chicago Bears. You're not physical. You come out against the doggone Carolina Panthers, and you're not physical. Man, somebody's got to explain this stuff to me. It's the age-old curse with the Cowboys, playing up or down to the competition.
So the Dallas Cowboys, how demoralizing is it as a play call offense where you have to be perfect? You can't blink.
I don't look at it that way.
What is he supposed to say? But Brian, I got to realize he can't say this stuff. He can't agree to it. But Brian Schottenheimer would have to be literally dumb to not understand. Now, yeah, for sure. If the offense ain't perfect, the Cowboys didn't score on their last drive of the game, and they never got the ball back. No, Brian, you got to be perfect. When you get the ball with 6 minutes to go, no, bro, you get the ball with 8, 9 minutes to go, Brian. You have got to play that drive like it's the last drive of the game. You got to go in your bag, Brian. You got to go in your bag and say, we can't let the Carolina Panthers get the ball back without us scoring a touchdown. You have to go in your bag. And you do have to have a mindset of, guys, we got to be real. No, Brian, you got to play perfect on offense, bro. Bottom line, you got to play perfect. You got to play perfect. Dak Prescott is playing perfect for you. You got to call the perfect plays. You have to call the perfect plays. It's not real for Brian to say what he's saying. Clarence Hill is right. Is it demoralizing to know that you have to play, that you have to call the perfect game, that Dak Prescott has to play the perfect game in order for you to win? Brian says he don't see it like that. Well, bro, you might not see it like that, but that's reality. It don't matter how you're seeing it. Your defense ain't good enough for your offense not to play perfect. And I'm sorry, but it's terrible. It's the reality of this team, though.
You know, you're just playing the game, Hey, our defense made some big stops in the fourth quarter. You know, we weren't able to punch the ball in, when they stop them, we got to capitalize. And I think, again, we got to the fourth quarter, which is what we always say. You say you can't win the game in the first, second, and third. We got to the fourth quarter, had a chance to win. They outscored us 10-3, and, we got to be able to score touchdowns down in the red zone, and we didn't do that.
The last drive, when you got the ball, it was 6-7 minutes left. Everything went backwards. What went wrong with the two screens, swing passes, screen passes?
Well, the first one was a screen, and they sniffed it out. The phasing wasn't very good, so we couldn't get to the corner. The other ones weren't screens. They were check downs. And, this team does a good job of batting the ball, and they did that. But, they played very passive when they got ahead of the sticks. Clarence, they played pretty passive on second and third down, so they forced us to check it down, and they took it away.
Brian Todd, aren't you with ESPN? Did you consider letting them score at the end?
We did. We talked about a lot of different things, and it's one of those things. I don't want to get too much into game strategy. We're talking about a lot of different things there, but we felt like we didn't do enough. To give ourselves a chance to win, and there was a chance. We had a good block on there at the end, and thought maybe we'd have a chance to get the block. And again, give them credit. They made the plays today when they had to, and that's why they have the victory.
And then, if you believe you have the personnel to run this defense, do the players run the defense believe in the scheme?
Well, that's the bigger question. I would think so. I would hope so. I mean,
Brian Schottenheimer knows this defense don't believe in the scheme. Brian Schottenheimer knows full well this defense don't believe in the scheme. Trayvon Diggs told us the defense don't believe in the scheme. Trayvon Diggs flat out told the doggone press last week that he wished they would run more man-to-man. He's telling them. Do y'all know Michael Parsons said the same thing last year? It was Thanksgiving, and Michael Parsons said, we finally bought into the defensive scheme. Thanksgiving. This defense don't play like it's comfortable in the scheme. I don't believe these players are that doggone bad. I know they're bad, but they are not that bad. This defense don't believe in this scheme. This defense is it seems to be being asked to do something that it can't do. And these teams, I've noticed this all the way from the New York Giants game. For whatever reason, the way these teams are scheming on the Cowboys is just insane. They will run inside of the Cowboys zone. And they will make one of the wide receivers or the tight ends. They'll send a wide receiver deep. They'll hook. They'll send the tight end and make him like hook right behind the linebacker, and then they'll sneak another receiver right in between that wide receiver and that tight end, and they'll sneak another player running right through there like we saw with Rico Dowdle, and he's running wide open. Everybody's doing this to the Cowboys. Everybody's doing it to them. And the Cowboys still haven't figured it out. They have not figured this out. They cannot figure out how to beat that simplicity. Everybody's beating the Cowboys in between the zone in the scheme. In the seams. They're beating them in the seams of those zones. And our safeties, especially Donovan Wilson, he ain't good enough to cover that zone like that. This is simple to me. So, again, I just don't think they believe in it. I don't think they believe in it. Because a part of this is effort. I just don't think they believe in the scheme. I can't buy they're not getting it. Dak fan for life. He said that we need to be talking about the defense. We are going to talk about them, and we have been talking about them. He said 27 points should have been enough. Dak fan for life. But I'm going to be in reality. And we're all going to have to be in reality. Dak fan for life. It's not enough. That's the cold, hard facts, my brother. It's not enough. He said if we're being honest, we need to be better from the defense, period. And Dak fan for life. We got to be real. 27 isn't enough. 27 would be enough for the Buffalo Bills. 27 would probably be enough for the Kansas City Chiefs. 27 would be enough for the Green Bay Packers. 27 would be enough for quite a few teams out there. Dak fan for life. Like I told us before, love it, like it, or hate it. 27 ain't enough. I don't know how else to tell us. We got to keep it that real. It ain't enough for us. We're going to have to get more points until we can, quote unquote, get this defense on track. And I just don't know if at this point, I don't know if they can get them on track like that. Bruce said Greg Olsen was hungover bad, rolled out of bed. Like I tell you this, I bet he had a field day today. Appreciate your big dog, $2 super chat. All three of y'all. Appreciate those super chats. Dak fan for life. He says scoring 35 points every game isn't realistic. Dak fan for life. I'm going to give you the cold, hard facts. It ain't realistic for the Cowboys to win either if they don't score 35 points. It is not realistic for the Cowboys to win. Boy, I know we don't like that. I'm just telling us the real truth. I'm just telling us. Star Guardian said Flus needs to scheme around his player until he gets the players that fits the scheme. That's the point I made earlier. And I don't understand. Does he have that kind of power to where can Brian not tell him to do something different? Because he won't do anything different. And now it's game 6. Bruce says Pickens balled out again. Yeah. But you know what was insane? Bruce says Carolina Panthers were willing to let him do it. Because the Carolina Panthers said something that we should have said. As long as Javonte Williams don't run all over us and open up the game and open up the play action for Dak Prescott, we're going to make them work for every single thing they get with George Pickens. That's what the Carolina Panthers decided to do. And they succeeded. Poobie D, you're about to hear Brian Schottenheimer answer your question. Poobie D said, why does Bland give people so much space? Let's listen to Brian Schottenheimer.
What are we in? 6 games in? Is that right? We 6 games in? Yeah, I would think so. You know, we plugged one hole in the passing game a couple weeks ago, right? Certainly, we've shown the ability to run the football. We've shown the ability to stop the run. But there's a consistency that's not showing up. And we got to be better. And that starts with me. It starts with the coaching staff, putting these guys in the right position. But, again, give Carolina credit. They were the more physical team today. We knew that it was going to be a physical game. And I'm man enough to stand up here in front of you guys and say that. And I don't like it. I don't like saying it to our team. But when you turn on the film, that's what you're going to see.
John Schroeder with The Athletic. Why do you believe that Eberflus can get this fixed?
Yeah, that's a great coach.
You hear what John Machota asked him? Why do you believe? My question is, does he believe it? My question is, does he believe it, or does he have to tell us he believes it? I just don't believe that Brian Schottenheimer believes it. I don't believe he believes it. Even his reasoning for saying he believes it, I just don't believe because Brian's got to be very careful. Because the answer that Brian is about to give is exonerating Matt Eberflus in a sense, and he's putting the onus on the players.
Coach. I mean, Matt's a great coach. He's been around. Everywhere he's ever been, he's had good defenses.
So if everywhere he's been, he's had great defenses, whose fault is it then? I'm just telling us. Brian, I said this earlier in the season. Brian has got to be careful because he always has all the right answers. He's given us the right answers. He's not giving us the results. And before you know it, people are going to start turning on Brian Schottenheimer. They're going to start turning on Brian Schottenheimer. Now, I'm not going to turn on Brian because I said Brian needs a whole year. Brian needs to learn how to be the coach for the Cowboys. I think he's still in the learning phase. And he's got all these answers. Okay, well, the problem is this. You have the answers, but do you have the solutions? Do you have the solutions? And the day was a travesty because there is no way the Carolina Panthers should have beat the Dallas Cowboys. And it is crazy to me. And John Machota is asking a very powerful question. Why do you believe it, bro? You ain't seen no evidence that it can happen.
You know, and it's not
everywhere he's been, but here. And as a matter of fact, man, let's be honest. They ran him out of Chicago. Point blank. I don't care how we explain it. He got ran out of Chicago. I don't think this team has bought into Eberflus' system, and I don't think they've bought into Eberflus.
not just Matt by himself. You know, Matt's trying. You know, the players are trying. This is not a lack of effort. This is not that. It's, again, we have to be able to play more complementary defense. And, you know, early in the season we were getting hurt throwing the football. And, you know, this game we got hurt running the football. We were not surprised. You know, we got to tackle better. You know, our gap control is not very good right now. That's the big.
Regulator makes a very good comment. And I'm not going to even call it a good comment. It's a great comment. Regulator said, "Shot of y'all keep singing the same song." Y'all do know we've heard Brian say exactly what he just said. We've heard him say it before. Brian, man. Brian, I understand he's in a rock and a hard place. He doesn't want to destroy He doesn't want to destroy Matt Eberflus. But I can tell you this. I'm very interested to see what Jerry Jones does next, because when Jerry Jones don't give us a press conference, and that's why I said, Dominique, early on, man, don't think that Jerry is the only one trying to sell a dream up in this thing. Brian Schottenheimer is trying to sell us something too. Brian is trying to sell us something. Brian is trying to tell us, hey, y'all just hold on. It's coming. It's coming. We're going to be better. Y'all hold on. I'm just telling us, bottom line, 35 points a game or nothing. 35 points a game. And I'm going to show you after this press conference.
Thing I'd say to you, our gap control is not where it needs to be. We're not fitting gaps right. Shoot, I think, first half it seemed like there was, almost probably 75, 80% of their runs, the guy was 4 or 5 yards before, we had contact on him. That's not good enough. And we know that, and we're going to address it.
Now, my follow-up question to Brian Schottenheimer would be, how? How? How do you address it? Somebody explain it to me, Goo Goo Gaga. How does he address it? You're either going to tell Matt Eberflus to change his scheme, or you're going to go out and get him a bunch of players, or you're just blowing smoke and it's going to be more of the same. Because I'm telling you now, if Matt Eberflus continues to run what he's running, it's going to be more of the same. This ain't Jerry selling us this. This is Brian Schottenheimer.
There's 4 starts over there on that 4th down late that they were able to convert on the replay. Deron Bland ran about 8 yards off.
Poobie D, here's your question. Brian Schottenheimer is about to answer your question, and you're not going to like the answer.
4 starts over there on that 4th down late that they were able to convert on the replay. Deron Bland ran about 8 yards off. Is that the call there? Have y'all had time to communicate about what the plan was on that?
Yeah, we feel good. We had Deron, in that situation one-on-one, and, Bryce made a good throw down and
I just want y'all to hear this answer again.
On the replay, Deron Bland ran about 8 yards off. Is that the call there? Have y'all had time to communicate about what the plan was on that?
Yeah.
4th and 3. 4th and 3. Deron Bland plays 8 yards off on Renfro.
We feel good. We had Deron, in that situation one-on-one, and, Bryce made a good throw down and away.
I would have made a good throw. If you're telling me I need 3 yards and Deron Bland going to play 8 yards off, I'm making a good throw. Are you telling me that this coaching staff is so afraid of this defense getting its socks burned off that it won't even allow on a 4th and 3 to come up to the wide receiver and at least get a jam? And you know doggone well on 4th and 3, they're probably not going for the bomb. They are probably going to try to get something short because they're watching your cornerbacks play off. Come on, man. Brian don't even answer the question. Brian, it wasn't the question of that you feel good about it. The question was, why was Deron Bland playing 8 yards off? Brian said he said they felt good about it.
Situation one-on-one, and, Bryce made a good throw down and away to Hunter, and they moved the sticks. Big play in the game, of course, but not the only play in the game.
In your offensive run game, where do you feel like your lapses were?
Penetration. There wasn't a lot of clean windows. The run game's got to start like they did with, you get movement at the point of attack, and that's what opens up movements when the linebackers flow, and then you cut back off of that. We didn't get much movement, and it's a big, powerful group. They're built that way. And I think it kind of was pretty consistent throughout that they played with lower hats, and they got more stalemates than we got movement.
Now, again, we hear this all the time, but you got to change your pace running back. and the way that you get a team like that off kilt is that if they're going to stuff the middle, then get you a running back now that can hit them edges on them. Make it your business to run away from the strength of their defense. You got to explain, Brian, why did y'all keep running into the teeth of the defense? Bro, you got to be smart sometimes. You got to say, hey, man, these dudes are saying that we're not running between the tackles. Jaden Blue, we're going to get intent. We're going to line up a tight end on that side. We're going to put Hunter Lipke on that strong side. And if we give a quick pitch to Jaden Blue, we're going to doggone make sure that we got the wide receiver, the tight end, and we got the fullback over there to help us run on the outside of this team. Come. I'm just telling you. The Carolina Panthers did great film work on Brian Schottenheimer. 27 points ain't nothing for Dak Prescott. They did great film work on Brian Schottenheimer. And Brian Schottenheimer's got to be a little careful too. Because Brian Schottenheimer saw exactly how they were playing him. And he didn't do anything different. He didn't do anything different. And I know, yep, it's 27 points. Reality, people. Reality. You have to know that 27 points ain't good enough. We can take that or leave it. I know that makes some people mad. It should be enough. I told my wife it should be enough. But now I got to be in reality. It's not enough for this defense. This defense is all-time trash. And I don't like to use that word, but this defense is all-time terrible. It's all-time terrible. It is. Start guarding next. You're right. I talked about this Matt Eberflus defense. He said, gee, you tried to warn us about the bend, don't break. I talked about it. Because what did I tell you? When it breaks, it breaks. When it breaks, it breaks. And that bend, don't break defense, the one thing that people don't talk about, start guarding next. In order for it to work, you need super studs all across and all over the field. It's the only way that it works, and people don't want to admit it. You got to have super studs. That's why when people start talking to me about Rod Marinelli, I don't care about no Rod Marinelli. Last time I checked, Rod Marinelli didn't win Super Bowls. Not listening about Rod Marinelli. Rod Marinelli's defenses, it all depends on what you call successful. Me, I'm going to tell you what I call successful. Super Bowl winning defenses. That's what I call successful. I don't call a successful defense being in the top 15 or the top 10 even. I don't call that successful. I want to see some skins on the wall. Jamal Ism, he said he wants to put blue in situations to succeed, but where was that today? This was a blue type game. Jamal Ism. That's why I'm telling us. You hit it right on the head along with me. I'm telling you, man, Brian Schottenheimer's being stubborn too. He wants to have a power run game, bro, every time. You can't have a power run game all the time because sometimes a team says this is how you're going to run the ball, but this is where we're going to stop you. Then you got to say, okay, we're going to run it different. He didn't say we're going to run it different. This team has got to get Jaden Blue involved. They have got to get somebody quicker out there because when they take it away from Javonte Williams, he ain't fast enough. I know this is going to hurt some people's feelings. He ain't fast enough to be an edge runner. He's not fast enough to be an edge runner. He's not. Q-Ball said, he said, your wife said exactly what my older brother said. Yes, sir. I bet you're talking about that Matt Eberflus comment of why did the Cowboys go get him? All right, let's hear the rest of Brian Schottenheimer. I want to make sure y'all get in some calls tonight. I was going to go for a couple of hours, but hey, we're going to keep rolling.
You and your offense, whenever we talk to those guys, you guys have preached throughout the year that it's part of the game whenever they have to fight these back and forth type battles. Have you sensed any frustration from your offensive guys?
Absolutely not. No, our offensive guys cheer for our defensive guys. Our defensive
Brian can tell us anything he wants to. But if you don't think that an offense doesn't get frustrated, knowing full well, Dak Fan for Life said it earlier. Dak Fan for Life said it earlier. You don't think this offense was thinking today 27 points should have been enough? We do know they're human too, right? They're saying that 27 points should have been enough. But I bet you Dak Prescott in his mind is saying, nah, we got to score 34 more for this defense. Bro, let me tell you something. You can cheer for a bad team all you want to. I used to go to high school games and watch my sons obliterate teams, and I would watch teams obliterate my son's team sometime. And you know that the cheerleaders would still be cheering and the game would be 35 or 38-3. The game would be 38-3 and the cheerleaders are still cheering. Do we not realize just because the cheerleaders are cheering at 38-3, that don't mean that the cheerleaders believe in the defense. That don't mean the cheerleaders believe in the team. They may be hoping. It don't mean they believe. And for Brian to say that the defense don't feel some type of way, that the offense don't feel some type of way, that the defense is trash, I'm not buying it. It's human nature. I'm not buying it. This offense has to be looking at this defense like, okay, bro, we're trying to encourage y'all. But the reason why we're encouraging you in your, why you're being so terrible is because you're terrible. Man, Brian is in a rock and a hard place. He's got to keep this thing together at the seams. He's in a rock and a hard place because this defense is all-time bad. Chanel said Eberflus does not like to run blitz or pass blitz. I tell you this, if I was Brian Schottenheimer, I'm going to go into his office and I'm going to tell him, bro, you either going to change or else. You're going to change or else. Big Rambowski, this is what you said on X today, wasn't it? He said they weren't buckled up. He said the Cowboys need to score 35 plus to win, but Carolina just showed the league that if you run the ball, control the clock, then Dallas won't have enough time to score those 35 plus points. Yeah, because Rambowski, Brian Schottenheimer and Dak Prescott have got to be in reality. The Dallas Cowboys have got to score those 35 points in 5 drives. They got to score them in 5 drives because these NFL teams aren't going to give them 6 drives to do it. The Cowboys have literally got to score 30 plus points in 5 drives. 5 drives. The Cowboys have to put in their minds, if we get 5 drives, the minimum score we can have to win this game is 31. The minimum is 31 on 5 drives. So that if we get drive number 6, it either puts us at 34 or 38. It's the only way they win. And I'm going to show us this because the pattern is showing us already. Until they show us something different, that's exactly what the pattern is showing, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I'm not making this up. I'm going to show you. Chanel said when you run cover 2, your 2 linebackers have to be fast and sure tacklers to make the scheme successful. And again, Chanel, if I'm the Cowboys at the trade deadline, the only place I'm starting, the place I'm starting first is linebacker. They need another linebacker to go with DeMarion Overshown. Man, I thought this linebacking core was going to be great. It's either them terrible or Matt Eberflus is not the doggone linebacker whisperer that we thought he was. Angie said Blue wasn't going to save us. Angie, I'm still blaming Brian Schottenheimer. He can't run Jaden Blue like he's Javonte Williams. They're 2 different types of runner. They're 2 different types of runners. Shotty has got to make sure he calls plays for Jaden Blue. And those plays are outside, in space, wheel routes in the passing game. You got to get him in space. This is the very reason why now, if we look at KaVontae Turpin, look at how productive KaVontae Turpin has been. He hasn't been productive at all. He hasn't been productive at all. because we're running him like he's a traditional third. We're running him like he's Jaden. We're running Kevontae Turpin at the third wide receiver spot like he's Jalen Tolbert. We're running him like he's Jonathan Mingo, like he's Ryan Flanoy. Kevontae Turpin is neither of them. When you put Kevontae Turpin at the third wide receiver, your goal has to be simple. How do we get Kevontae Turpin in space? How do we get a rub route? How do we get a pick play? How do we get Kevontae Turpin to where he's matched up on a mismatch against a linebacker, against a safety? How do we do it? Brian Schottenheimer is not putting Jaden Blue in position to win, to be successful. Brian Schottenheimer is simply trying to run this dude like he's Javonte Williams. They're two different types of running backs. Schotty's got to get better at this. He does.
You guys cheer for our offensive guys. I mean, that's, again, people want to talk about the culture and the connection piece, right? And that's where it comes in. It comes in for moments like this. That locker room's hurting. I'm hurting. Why? Because we let an opportunity.
No, Brian, you got to stop saying this. He can't stop saying it, y'all. I know this is, I'm the one to talk out of both sides of my mouth. He can't say it. No, your team is hurting, Brian, because your defense is terrible. That's why your team is hurting. Your defense is hurting because they don't like the scheme they're running. And they are saying that we're looking bad because the scheme is bad. This is what this defense is saying. I'm telling you. I promise you this defense isn't saying, yeah, man, it's because we're not good. It's because we're getting outplayed. No, this defense, and I'm telling you, that well-designed play with Rico Dowdle, y'all got to tell me how the Cowboys are going to cover that. They created the perfect mismatch to where they basically had more receivers on the side of the field than the Cowboys had defenders. They got outcoached. And Brian Schottenheimer's team is hurting, not because of the reason that he's saying. His team is hurting because they know this defense is terrible. They all know it. The defense know they're terrible. And the defense, I promise you, if you got them in a room by themselves, they'll tell you, our defense is terrible. And we're hurting because we don't think there's anything we can do about it. There is not one player they can bring on this defense, and this is not a Michael Parsons issue. There is not one team, there is not one player they can bring on this defense right now that would change it. Especially change it to where we need to change it.
To win another championship opportunity, and it's frustrating as hell, but you don't point fingers. You look at the film, we're going to see it. It's going to jump off the film at us, the things that we didn't do well, and we'll get them fixed. And I don't worry about this team.
Now, see? He said we'll get them fixed. How? I hear you, Brian. I'm rolling with you, Brian, but how? How do you fix a defense that's 6 games in that's this bad? Tell me how you do it. Again, Dominique Pittman, I'm telling you, it ain't Jerry that's selling us this. It ain't Jerry selling us this. Brian's selling us this. Brian is telling us that the players believe in the scheme of Matt Eberflus. Brian is telling us this stuff. Brian is telling us he's going to get this thing fixed. Brian is telling us this. He's telling us, not Jerry. I think Jerry told us exactly how he feels. Jerry told us exactly how he feels. You know how Jerry feels? No press conference. That's how Jerry feels. Jerry Jones felt embarrassed today. Because I'm telling y'all, Jerry Jones was sold that this defense was better. Matt Eberflus had fixed it. You know what? I don't want to hear nothing else about communication. Nothing. And these team out here talking about they're changing this thing to one word communications. Man, I don't give a doggone if this team learned French and was communicating in French. It ain't communication out there. And in the words of Deion Sanders, it's bull junk. It's bull junk for us to keep talking about. Yeah, man, it ain't communication. How much more can you communicate? It's bull junk. It's bad. It's bad. They weren't, oh man, your name, you done changed your name, Big Run, till they weren't buckled up. Okay, Poobie D said also, Poobie D said that he's looking timid out there. So Poobie D, this is the job of Brian Schottenheimer. Put him in a position to win. Put him in a position to what he does best. Put him in the position to succeed. Run him. Run him. Get him out there and run him. And keep running him. And get him some success. And if you get him some success, he'll come out of that. Shaw said it. Kept running up the middle. Man, you can't run Jaden Blue like he's Javonte Williams. You can't. You can't run him the same way. And Brian was running him the same way. No, you don't run. I'm sorry, you don't run Jaden Blue up the middle. I'm not running Jaden Blue up the middle. I'm going to figure out ways to get this dude on the outside, get him in space. I want Jaden Blue to do what Blue does best. There is one thing I know Jaden Blue can do: run. Run. That's all I want him to do starting out is run. I don't care about all this other stuff we're talking about. This dude has been running the ball his whole life. Run. Put him in a position to where he can get some success. Run. Set him up in space. Get him some wheel routes. Get him some screens. Whatever you need to do. I'm going to see if Brian's going to do it this week. But Brian, y'all, I'm telling you, Brian got out-coached. And he knows it. He got out-coached. He got out-coached today. And the reason why he scored 27 points is Rain, Dakota, Prescott, and George Pickens. They were dominant. But did y'all notice anything else? Who else did something? Who else did something? This team needs CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens back on the field at the same time. Bam Bam Gaines, he said, no creativity on offense, too much creativity on defense. I love it. Bam Bam Gaines, they actually need to flip this thing. Matt Eberflus needs to start making it up. Bro, I'm sorry. If you're getting drug running what you running, bro, I don't give a doggone. Run man to man, run blitzes all day. And if you're going to get toasted, man, get toasted in style. Shoot, you're going to beat me in style, bro. I'm going out swinging. This dude ain't even going out swinging. Rich Lloyd, man, I'm glad to see you back. He said, I was wrong about Flus. He needs to go. It's not the right fit. Yeah, man. He got out coached. Angie said G gonna get Blue hurt talking about keep using him. He doesn't look like he wants to be on the field. I think they got to get him on the field the way he wants to be on the field. You got to get him on the outside. You got to get him in space, Angie. And again, Brian didn't put this dude in a position to succeed. He can't run him like he's Javonte Williams. He want to run him like he's Javonte Williams, then they need to bring Phil Maffa. They need to bring Phil Maffa off of that doggone injury report and put that dude at the running back position back there. Let him be the 1-2 punch starting out because Phil Maffa seems to be the kind of back that Brian likes. Rich Lloyd says Matt Eberflus has no kahunas. Robert Thomas said we need to call up Rob Ryan. I think it's Rex Ryan, not Rob. We had Rob before, and Rob was terrible. 72 Chevelle, he said Blue is not the answer. All he thinks is runs 4-3. He has to have it between the years also. And that's why I say they got to get him in space. That's what he is. He's a speed back. You got to get him in space. Shoot, Rationale, he said, I wish it was just one bad defensive back. I'm just telling us. We're watching the combination. And I really think we're watching something, too, to where Brian is trying to sell us on that this defense believes in the scheme. They don't. They don't. They don't believe in it. Trayvon Diggs told us they don't believe in it. Trayvon Diggs wasn't saying something that the rest of that defense don't believe. They don't believe in Matt Eberflus' system, and it's showing. And the reason why they don't believe in it is because, I'm telling you, players running wide open isn't just a player issue. It's a scheme issue too. It's not just the players. It's a scheme issue, and we got to admit it. They got to make some changes. A third of the season is over now. Yeah, Elbert Donaldson. Yeah, I've already said at the beginning, the season isn't over. But Brian Schottenheimer, man, he's got to, man, I said this early on, man, Brian got to stop having all the answers. Bro, he got to stop. Hey, sisters and brothers, he got to stop having all the answers. If you say you're going to fix it, we got to see some results. We saw it for 2 quarters with the Jets. 2 quarters. The defense reverted back into a pumpkin. Wally Wall said defense needs to change. I don't think Matt's going to do it. Let me read a couple super chats. Mac, man, appreciate the super chat. Mac, man said since camp, he been selling us accountability. Who has been held accountable, Brian? Tell us. Woo! I think we saw an instance of maybe Trayvon Diggs. They didn't start him in that one game, and then we've seen Jaden Blue. They've been withholding him. But in the grand scheme of things, Mac, man, let's be honest. Some of these players are playing because these coaches like them rather than having the best players on the field. Straight facts. Sub-Zero Prime said Jerry's probably on the phone trying to get Rex. I think what the Cowboys are probably going to do, I think they're going to try to get some players. I just don't know. Man, I'm telling you, it ain't just one player. I'm just telling us it ain't just one player, because even if you get multiple players, I don't think they believe in the scheme. I just don't think they believe in the scheme. Michael H. said, go back to all man. I've seen enough. I'd rather live and die by man defense. Exactly, Michael H. Bro, if I'm going to get, man, let me tell you something. If I'm going to get fired, bro, I'm going to get fired in style. Man, I'm going to just, hey, man, let's run man to man. Let's run about 50% blitzes. Bro, if we going to get beat, we going to get beat. And if we going to get burned, we going to get burned. Because we're already getting burned. How long do you keep beating your head against the wall? JG said, Flus out for the season. A said, I had a bad feeling from the first possession, 3 and out. Bad sign. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me read what Dominique said. Dominique said, Boss Cowboy talked about this on his channel. He said the kind of running backs the shot he likes is the big bruisers. He's going to have to get a change of pace back. Facts. And again, Dominique Pittman. That's why I'm telling us. He ain't running Jaden Blue the right way. This ain't, I'm telling y'all, don't look at this as being Jaden Blue's fault. I guarantee you, let the Cowboys let Jaden Blue walk. Jaden Blue would go to a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. Jaden Blue would go to another team and be a superstar because they would utilize him like for what he is. Brian wants, and you can tell, he wants those power backs. And that's why I just said, well, if you want that, then you might as well bring Phil Moff off of injury reserve and let him be basically the same back that Javonte Williams is. No, Jaden Blue is exactly what you need. A change of pace back. That if the defense says we're going to stop you up the middle, Javonte Williams is not an outside runner. Put Jaden Blue, let him run on the outside. It's really that simple. Ron Hanna said, Brian has his work cut out for him. This can cut out for him. This can cause you to lose a locker room, especially when one side of your team is bad. Woo! And the stuff that he's saying. Rich Lloyd said their defense is currently ranked. You got to. It's that bad, Rich Lloyd. I agree. It's that bad. CEO, appreciate that $2 super chat. He said, hire Jimmy Johnson back in the front office. Man, I'm telling you, it's bad out there. Hold on a second. Let's finish this up.
Starting to point fingers in any way, shape, or form.
Anybody else? There?
Can you just talk about Pickens and the run he's on? I mean, I know defense is the topic here, but what you got, what he did on offense, hit the way he and Decker clicking.
Yeah, unbelievable. Again, when we got GP, everybody wanted to talk about, him and his story,
Yes, sir,
and his
Dominique
background
Pittman.
and all that stuff. That guy has been truly a pleasure to coach.
Angie,
And you
I don't
talk
think he
about a
wanna run up the
talented
middle.
young man that loves to play the game of football. But he and Dak, man, like you guys see a little bit of it, but then you guys have to leave, and it sucks. I'm not changing it, so you guys can't stay and watch. They work nonstop, and they're talking nonstop, and that's a relationship that you love to see because two talented players working together. As a coach, that's what you want.
Seems like he's playing full of joy. Just the fun, the joy he plays with.
He loves football. I would put him up against any.
George Pickens also loves Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is the best quarterback that this dude, George Pickens, has ever played with. Bar none. Let me tell you something. A.J. Brown would absolutely love Rain Dakota Prescott. Now, we're not getting A.J. Brown, but I'll tell you this. A.J. Brown would love Rain Dakota Prescott. Dak Prescott was still surgical today. He was still surgical. Absolutely.
Buddy in this league about how much he loves football. And he doesn't always love Wednesdays and Thursdays, but he works his ass off on the practice field. He loves being on the grass. And, I love the energy and juice he brings to our football team. It is infectious. And I would never say receivers are unstoppable, but damn, he's pretty good.
Now, he just said that he wouldn't say receivers are unstoppable, but he's pretty good. One of the biggest mistakes that they made on that last drive? You have got to get the ball in the hands of your best players on that drive. And I don't give a doggone. You're going to beat me. You're going to beat me going out with my best punch. And my best punch is George Pickens. Carolina Panthers would have had to triple cover George Pickens for me not to throw him that ball on that last drive. Brian, you can't tell us he's unstoppable. You can't tell us or imply that he's unstoppable while not throwing him the ball on that last drive. You can't do it, man. You have got to trust this man and say, hey, bro, Brian's already told us when he calls plays, he thinks players. He needs plays, he thinks players. Then doggone it, you have got to throw it to George Pickens. You got to, man. You have to do it, Brian. You can't tell us one thing and do another.
Frustrates you that you're so up and down as a group?
Of course. Yeah, you'd be crazy if you didn't. Our standard, I stand up in front of you guys all the time and talk about building the world championship football team. And we weren't that today. But again, I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, this is so bad. But of course, we work hard and we coach hard and these guys practice hard and we work in pads, but we got to be better. And I guarantee you there's going to be things that show up with us not playing with great hand placement and fundamentals, and that's where we'll start and make sure the effort's where it needs to be. But, of course, we're frustrated, but doesn't mean the work stops. It means you just have to man up. This is what we signed up for. I signed up to do this, and there's no better job than this in the world.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
The season isn't over, guys. Season isn't over. I just think the Cowboys are going to have to just be honest. I don't care who they bring in. Even if they were to go out and get a running back. I'm telling us, offense is not the problem for this team. It's not the problem for the team. The problem is the defense. The only problem the offense has, and I don't really think it's a problem. The only problem the offense has is it has to be perfect. That's a tough predicament, man. That's a lot of pressure to basically know. You think about the day the score was 27-30. That means that on 5 drives, the Cowboys scored 27 points. That they have to go into the game exactly like I said. If the Cowboys only score 5 drives, they all have to be touchdowns. All of them have to be touchdowns. Let me show you this before we listen to Dak Prescott. Look at this. I want you to look at the Cowboys so far. What I'm telling you is not conjecture. I'm telling you exactly what the Cowboys are doing. And this is the reality of the Dallas Cowboys. Every game, they haven't lost a game when they've scored 30-plus points. Every game they've scored below 30 points, they've lost. Look at this. The Cowboys played the first game against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Cowboys lost. They only scored 20 points. The Philadelphia Eagles scored 24. Cowboys played their second game. The Cowboys scored 40 points. The New York Giants scored 37. They won that game. The Cowboys played the New York Giants. The New York Giants scored 31 points. The Cowboys scored 14 points. The Packers scored 40 points. The Cowboys scored 40 points. The Cowboys didn't lose that game. They tied that game. The Cowboys came back against the New York Jets, scored 37 points. The Jets scored 22 points. They won that game. The Cowboys played the Carolina Panthers. They only scored 27 points. The Panthers scored 30 points. They lose that game. Every game the Cowboys have won, they have scored more than 30 points. Every game the Cowboys have lost, they didn't score 30 points. And the funny thing is, Brian Schottenheimer has got to break this because, have y'all noticed another trend? Away. Hold on. Away with the Eagles, away with the Bears, away with the Carolina Panthers. All three of the games they've won have been away. They've lost, have been away. When you look at the two games that they won and tied, or the three games, two of them they won, home, and then one on the road. They did win one on the road. They've only had two games so far at home. But every time the Cowboys score more than 30 points, 3 games at home. The Cowboys, every time they score more than 30 points, and really more than 35 points, they win. That's the reality. I don't know how you change it. Somebody says, well, that's not realistic. Dak Fan for Life said that's not realistic. It don't have to be realistic, but that's your reality. Until the defense shows you something different, this is the Cowboys' reality. 35 or bust. 35 or bust. There's nothing else. That's the reality. That's what they've done so far this season. 20, 14, 27. It ain't good enough for the Cowboys to win. They can't have close games. They can't have games where they score small points. They can't do none of that stuff, guys. We don't have to like it. It's the reality of the Cowboys. It is literally the reality of the Cowboys. I don't know what to tell us. I don't know what they're going to do. Because I'm just telling us straight up. There is not one defensive player that the Cowboys could bring in that would change their defense. There's not, and DeMarion Overshown is going to help. He ain't going to help enough. He's not going to help enough. Trey Hendrickson ain't going to help enough and they're not bringing in Trey Hendrickson. And I don't even think the edge is the problem. I think a big part of the problem is Matt Eberflus' reluctance to understand what he has and his reluctance to even run pass blitz. Bro, if you don't have the edge rushers, then doggone blitz. Run blitzes, bro. That's simple. Let's listen to Dak Prescott. He's going to try to sell us too on the defense.
Clydesdale Dallas Cowboys, how frustrating is it not to be able to get the ball back? And it's demoralizing. You guys have to be perfect because you guys blinked there at that fourth quarter when you last time you had the ball with like 7 minutes left and then you get a chance to get the ball back.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's demoralizing, but I definitely say it's frustrating, right? Like, just even the last time you have the ball, probably was our not our best series of the game right there. I mean, other than the 3 and out to start the game off, and in a crucial point like that, we just can't do that. And on top of that, right, that being the last time that we touched the ball, it makes it frustrating. But that's the NFL.
No, Dak. No, that's not the NFL, Dak. No, that's the Dallas Cowboys of 2025. You're telling me that a team gets the ball with 6+ minutes to go and you can't get them off the field? No, that's not the NFL. That's the 2025 Dallas Cowboys. Do y'all realize the Chicago Bears did the same thing to us? The Chicago Bears took us to the deep side of the ocean and ran, what was it? A 19-play, 10-minute drive on this defense? Took us out to the deep end of the ocean and choked us. Carolina Panthers get the ball with 27-27. 27-27, 6 minutes to go. And you telling me we couldn't get a stop? No, that is not the NFL. That's the 2025 Dallas Cowboys. Because we watched other teams be able to do this. No, we can't do it. Let's just be truthful. That's not the NFL. No, that's the Dallas Cowboys. We can't do it.
You trust that those guys are going to go get a stop. Unfortunately, we had a PI call on the 3rd down. Then after that, right, they just kind of ate the clock up, kept running the ball, and did a good job. They won the 4th quarter, and that's the NFL.
No, Dak.
We won the turnover battle, and don't know the big plays, but they won the 4th quarter, and that was the difference there. And a team that's obviously second-year coach, young quarterback playing well, getting better, young running back, right, that we're familiar with. He told us to buckle up, and he went and had a hell of a game, and credit to them. They got the best, and they're the better team this afternoon.
What was open up for you in Pickens? It seemed like he was having the ball out there today.
I mean, he's just an elite receiver. He's elite.
Whew. Boy. I'm telling y'all, this ain't Jerry Jones the one trying to sell this defense to us, man. Man, I used to tell people all the time, bro, you can tell me anything you want to. You can take Dookie and put it on the plate. You can put Cool Whip, caramel, nuts, and a cherry on top. And the only thing you have is Dookie with Cool Whip, nuts, and caramel and a cherry on top. Bro, you can't sell me doo-doo. You can't sell me doo-doo. Just because you put Cool Whip on it, man, you can't sell me Dookie. It ain't Jerry Jones trying to sell us this defense, man. It ain't. And these guys are in a rock and a hard place because I'm sure they would probably love to tell us the defense is trash. Man, you can't have confidence. Man, you can't have confidence in this defense. It's not even common sense to do it. Chanel, you can't handle the truth. He said, Shotty, stop with the culture talk. Yes, sir. He said it's really getting to be bad speak by Shotty. Man, let me tell you something, man. It's getting old. I appreciate the culture. I think he's done a great job. But, bro, you can't keep telling us you're going to fix it and you don't fix it. When you going to fix it? Warzone, I'm wondering the same thing. Who brought Eberflus, Shotty or Jerry? I don't think it was Shotty. I'm telling you, I don't think Eberflus was Shotty. I don't. Richard Lloyd said, Timmy, he needs to show his cojones. Yeah. Hey, Uncle Charles, what up? He said, hey, this is the best. This is the worst. He said it's the worst defense I've ever seen. He said these guys need to be ashamed of themselves. It's bad, man. It's bad. It's bad. I don't know what else to tell us. It's bad. Bam Bam said, I get blaming the influence, but every big play touchdown, Wilson has his eyes in the backfield and he gets lost or digs. Elam gets smoked or linebackers miss tackles and gap assignments. Bam Bam. It's a combination. Coaching, scheme, players. It's a combination. All three are bad. All three is bad. And I'm telling you, I'm telling you, man, this defense is getting tired of getting beat. Because in their minds, I'm telling you, they're thinking they're getting beat because of the scheme. They're tired of getting beat. And I'll be honest with you, Eberflus should just let these guys get beat playing man-to-man. Man-to-man and blitzing, bro. Just let these dudes get beat. And at least show the ownership, man, I'm doing the best I can with what I have. But Matt Eberflus, and we talked about this when we talked about his defense, he is dogmatic when it comes to his scheme. He is dogmatic and he won't change it. And I think he's showing us he won't change it. So the question is, will Brian Schottenheimer make him change it?
Receiver, he's playing hard. He's understanding everything that we throw at him, whether it's in different positions. You saw him in the slot a lot more today, making big plays. And then after he gets the ball in his hand, some of the things he does is just only George can do. So he's just a special player. We're lucky to have him, and we're only going to get better each game.
Can you just talk about the joy he's playing with? It seems like he's just having fun. Beyond
For sure.
the plays, he just.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right. It's contagious at that. I mean, obviously, I'm having a blast, but when you get to throw it to a guy like that and he makes a catch and you watch him do make the people miss afterwards, try to jump over him. He loves football, and you see it on Sunday. I see it all throughout the week. I mean, there's plays at practice, whether he catches a touchdown and does his celebration or catches a big play and, act like he's or I don't want to say act like it, preparing to, cut back and make people miss. That's who he is. That's the way he approaches every day when he comes in. And we're crazy fortunate to have him, but you see that every day that he touches that field, and when he's around the guys, he loves his teammates and he loves the game of football, and it's contagious and it's fun to watch.
Pat Todd Archer with ESPN. You said after the Green Bay game, these next two games will show you what kind of team you have after these last two games. What do you know about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we can play with anyone, but it's the NFL, and we've got to make sure that we're locked in, because you can lose any game, and that's the beauty of the NFL, the parity. That's why the draft set up the way it is. It's why free agent is the way it is, and it's great. It's great. I mean, you get into a game like this, and you feel like you're going to win every second. Even.
I don't know if this game was about parity, Dak. Your defense is terrible. I know we're saying this stuff because we don't want to talk bad about the defense. What else do we expect them to say? But the defense is bad. Michael H. makes a very good point, and it's the same point that I'm making. It's the same point that I'm making, Michael H. He said that they are using Williams how they ran Zeke in the ground. He's not going to be the same back come week 10. Now, I also want us to think about something, though, Michael H. The Cowboys had Zeke as their bruiser. But what did they do with Tony Pollard? They didn't run Tony Pollard the same way they ran Ezekiel Elliott. They didn't try to run Tony Pollard as a power back. They ran Tony Pollard as a speed back. But Brian Schottenheimer only wants to run his running backs one way. And I'm telling you, as long as he keeps running Jaden Blue the way that he's running them, Jaden Blue is not going to look good. Jaden Blue is not going to look good. Jaden Blue is going to look terrible as long as we run him the way that we're running him. No, you have got to run him to his strength. Let him be the change of pace back. And the Carolina Panthers basically told the Dallas Cowboys, regardless of what Brian says, Carolina showed him from the beginning of the game, bro, I don't care if you got Earl Campbell, you're not running up the middle. That's what they told him. You're not running up the middle, bro. You're not running between the tackles. They told Brian that by the way they played him. And what did Brian keep doing? Brian kept beating his head against the wall, trying to run between the tackles. Bro, you got to be able to do something different in the run game if they're telling you they're not going to give you that. And Javonte Williams is not a Tony Pollard. He's not a Jaden Blue. He's not a speed back. Man, if you take the between the tackles runs away from Javonte Williams, and I promise you this is what other teams are going to do too. They're going to line a player. They're going to line their nose tackle. They're going to line them. The defensive tackles, they're going to line them right over the center. And they're going to try to take away those between the tackles runs. Hey, man, Brian's going to have to try to run different. You don't have the element of surprise no more, man. You don't have it no more. They went and watched tape on this dude, and he got out-coached. Bottom line, he got out-coached.
You know, the field goal block right there, Sam's jumping over, and you know with the block. In my mind, we're still going to block it, and we're going to go win this thing in overtime. So we got a good team that's grimy. We've got to find a way to win these games. That's the missing chink in the armor right now, is whether it's the tied game or this game. You know, we've got to find a way to win
Michael
games.
H.
And if we do that, we feel a whole lot different in the locker room. Now, the reality is the team different. Not necessarily, but you feel a lot better. You're taking confidence, and when you get that confidence, that allows you to feel more confident at the end of games, understanding and knowing, I guess you can say, and believing that you're going to pull it out. So right now, we just got to find a way to win the fourth quarter.
Were you hoping that they almost let him score there at the end to get a chance to get?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, when they tried it, they went freeway. It's NFL. Those guys know exactly what we're going to try to do too. That's the beauty of the league is. Every play matters, and every play is hard to execute. And even when you're trying to give it to them, they understand that, and they don't want to take it, right? And so, maybe we've got to install picking a guy up and just running them into the end zone. But that's the beauty of just game management, and they did it better.
John Machado with The Athletic. You obviously go against your defense in practice. What gives you confidence that they can get it fixed?
That we go against them every day. I mean, it's an iron sharpen iron mentality. I understand the players and the pieces that they have over there. You see them working each and every day. You see them getting better. At the end of the day, they're getting better. I mean, the communication, they're getting the ball out, and so they're going to get better.
And then just a loss like this, how does it impact your thoughts on what the season can still be?
It's a long season. It's a long, long season.
You know, Dak and Shotty are saying some things that, unfortunately, we're not seeing the proof. There's an insane stat out there that happened today with the Carolina Panthers. If you look at the box score, the Carolina Panthers were only 3 for 8 on third down. You know why they were 3 for 8 on third down? Because they didn't get a lot of third downs. They didn't get a lot of third downs. They were in a lot of first and second downs, but they were not in a lot of third downs. You look at that stat and you go, well, it wasn't too bad. They were 3 for 8. Yeah, because they didn't get a bunch of them. A bunch of first and second downs and no third downs. And while the Cowboys were able to get the Carolina Panthers off the field, they didn't do enough. They scored 30 points on them. That's crazy. It's crazy work. I don't know where the confidence is, and I know, again, this is why I'm saying they're in a rock and a hard place. Yeah, they can't say what we all are seeing. They just have to keep on cheering on the defense. But, man, you can cheer the defense all you want to, bro. And like I said, you can put Cool Whip on doo-doo. It don't make it not be doo-doo. I'm still not eating it. They're going to have to make major moves. Rich Lloyd said somebody's getting fired. We're going to see. But I think they're sold on Flus, and I think we may watch this the whole season. I really do. Dominique, I'm with you. Jerry needs to make better moves. And this is why I keep saying, bro, the Cowboys can't afford to spend nothing on any offense. The offense is already good enough. The offense ain't good enough. It's great. The strength of this offense is not the running game. The strength of this offense is Dak Prescott. And so the Cowboys, they can continue to tweak this offense from within. Jaden Blue, Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa, they're going to have to work with it. Even if they have to bring up Malik Davis. The answer is in the building on the run game. The answer is in the building. Everything they do needs to be defense. If they're gonna do some free agency moves, if they're gonna do some trade deadline stuff, it's got to be all defense. It's got to be all defense. Angie says she disagrees. Well, I can tell you this. Now, Brian's the one I've been hearing selling Eberflus. Ain't nobody, Angie, to me, Nobody's been selling Eberflus like Brian. Nobody. Nobody's been selling Eberflus like Brian. Brian Schottenheimer has been saying from the get-go how great Matt Eberflus is. He's been saying it. I think Jerry hired him, but I'm telling you, there is nobody been selling Matt. Look at how Matt's selling him now. Matt said he's a dang on good coach and basically almost threw the team under the bus. Everywhere he's been a great defensive coach. Why not here then? I know it's early in his tenure, 6 games in, but this thing don't look like it's showing any. It don't like it's showing any signs of getting better. And even Dax, he's selling us the defense too. Yeah, we know they're going to get better. We're going to see.
3-5 before, I guess, right? And we went and ran and made the playoffs. So that's my point. We've just got to find a way to win these close games right here, and I've got all the confidence that we will. Right, that game right there, I just wanted the ball back in my hands, knowing that we'd go win, and unfortunately it didn't happen. But reality of it is we've got to do better on that last 3 and out. And more importantly, we got to score in the red zone when we had that chance there, and right, that field goes for a tie, or they're having to score to win. So it's a long season. It's a long season. We got a lot of great players.
See, Dak is explaining something, and Dak is explaining exactly what I've been saying. We do understand that Dak is saying without saying he understands they have to score 35 points or more. 27 points is not enough. That's what he's saying. Dak is basically saying without saying, man, we have to score a touchdown every time we get the ball. Our defense is that bad. This dude is literally talking about 2 times that they didn't score a touchdown. It's that bad. It's just that bad. There's no other way to explain it. 35 points a bust. The history so far this season has shown it. And as much as they're saying it's going to get fixed, they're talking about after Thanksgiving. So that means the Cowboys have 3 more games. They're going to have to put up 35 on the Commanders. They're going to have to put 35 up on the Broncos. They're going to have to put 35 up on the Arizona Cardinals. Book it. It's the only way they're going to win it. Unless their defense uncharacteristically does something that we haven't seen them do the entire year.
We got guys getting healthy and guys coming back. That's only going to make this team better, more explosive, and just we got to keep our heads down and keep working, understand it's a process, and it is a loss, but it's also we got to take something and learn from it.
Nick Harris, 4-Star Telegram. How do you not let frustration kind of boil over when you basically have to go out there and score every drive to stay in games at this point?
Yeah, that's my standard. I don't ever go out there thinking let's punt the ball or after a first down we're good. So if we don't score, last thing I'm doing is being frustrated at the defense. Like that's my problem. That's our problem. That's somebody on offense or something that we didn't do better. You guys know me. I'm a look in the mirror type guy before I ever would think about pointing a finger. So I've got to be accountable to, there's 2 or 3 plays I can think of at the top of my head. And
let this sink in what Dak Prescott is doing. The defense gave up 30 points. And Dak Prescott is saying we should have scored a touchdown every time we touched the ball. He's saying it without saying it. We got to score touchdowns every single time. That's what Dak Prescott is saying. Every single time we got to score a touchdown. And I'm going to tell you, that's a dangerous way to play. That's a dangerous way to play. That just adds more pressure. More pressure to a cooker that's already hot. So it's a crazy way to play. Keedy said the Cowboys didn't use blue speed properly. The bend but don't break defense is broken. Keedy boy, I keep saying it. The Cowboys cannot run Jaden Blue the way they run Javonte, the way they're running Javonte Williams. And this doggone Brian Schottenheimer loves this power run game. And the Carolina Panthers showed him straight up, bro, you're not running that today. They showed it to him. You're not running that today. And Brian should have immediately changed up the game plan. Okay, Jaden Blue to the outside. Jaden Blue, you can design plays to get those outside runs. And Brian is not intently and purposely running those types of plays because he wants to run between the tackles. And this is reminding me a lot of Mike McCarthy Mike McCarthy, what got Mike McCarthy last year, if we think back, what did Mike McCarthy love to do between the tackles? Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Brian has had success with between the tackles early. What did the Carolina Panthers do? They changed up the alignment of the defensive line. They changed up the alignment of it, and they basically told him, you're not doing it. And when they told Brian he wasn't doing it, then Brian should have did something different. You watch what I tell you. He'll tell you. He'll tell you when he go watch the tape.
Sure, there's not big plays, maybe plays you won't pick out, but that, I'm thinking, hey, if I throw it there, if I do this, what does that drive turn into? What's the next play? What's the next third down? Part of the game, got to look at yourself and fix that first.
Darrell Carter, I agree with you.
With George Pickens,
Blue don't fit, shot it.
To establish this strong connection with a guy.
I guess.
I'm with you, tired Cowboy fan.
Unfortunately,
He don't
I was just
sit no
hurt
heat.
within 5 games, and didn't get to show the rest of it. That's credit to these guys. That's credit to them wanting to understand what I'm thinking, running their routes
said
hard,
they're
and
playing
then after
cover
we
ball.
communicate, going and executing it. And it's fun to throw it to a guy like that. It's fun to watch him. Speaking of CD, he gets back and he gets healthy. Good luck on how teams are going to play us. You got guys like Ferg. You got other
They
playmakers
weren't buckled
out there
up. He
making
blaming
plays.
Angie.
Terps getting healthy. We got Flo, JT.
Angie,
George
they weren't
definitely.
buckled up. He said that somewhere they said that Rico Dowdle saw on one of the on one of the content creator stations that they were talking about his dreadlocks, and that's why he ran so hard on the Cowboys.
Opens it up. We're thankful to have him.
DallasCowboys.com. You'd had a couple misses earlier in the year with Ferg up the middle, and it seemed rather to see it cash in today. How refreshing is that?
Yeah, it was great. Got a good look from the defense. The backer was kind of flat-footed. I saw he wasn't getting depth. They leaned the safety over there. That's probably one of the easier ones, right? Trusting a guy like that. But it was good to cash in on, especially right after last week, if we talked about the one that should have been easy. Just to come back today and to get one, proud of him.
What up, Nisi?
Hold up. I'll call on you.
Yeah, we go around there.
Joe Wade, Dallas Morning News. Obviously, that screen pass on the last drive, when you guys behind the sticks, the couple plays after that, how difficult was it just to try to push the ball downfield, knowing you guys were already behind the sticks?
Yeah, it was tough, and one understanding that they're going to try to put a lid on it, that not just because of the success we were having, but that's kind of their, get back on track defense. They gave kind of a two-man look. It's one of those things, looking at the picture, I'm like, man, could I have taken that inside slot to JT right there? And you guys would probably go back and look at it and say, yeah. But it's one of those, thinking that nickel can drive it, should potentially drive it with that coverage. Went through the progression as normal and got 2 negative plays in a row after the screen. That hurt us. And right on the third down, it's just about being smart. And trust me, I want to throw it into tight windows and make plays, but it's a team game. And you've got to trust the other side. You've got to trust special teams, defense, the coach, and the play calling. And unfortunately, we just didn't get it back tonight.
Can you kick yourself more about having to set up a field goal when you got down in the red zone or the last drive? Because
Yeah, no, the red zone. The red zone. I mean, the last drive was. We'll all have to go back and look at that and try to dissect that. And good job by them. It's like I said, right? We said it over and over. Nice. The NFL. Good job by them, right? We've been having a lot of success. They got us on first down, and when you're behind the sticks, it's hard to get going again. So, but most definitely the red zone trip when. I know that there's 2 balls in the end zone that were ops to cash in on. One was a scramble, right? Schoon would have had to make a hell of a catch, so not on him. And then they brought a cover 0 late. Didn't get to necessarily alert the receivers that it was 0. GP ran a good route. One of those ones we'll communicate on, and he'll run it maybe a tad different next time, understanding the situation, and we maybe cash in on that. But yeah, definitely. Anytime we get in the red zone, knowing the players, the plays, what we're capable of, and we don't score, yeah, the game's different. The rest of the 4 or 5 minutes, what was left or whatever, 6 minutes, it's different after that.
Okay.
Sorry to blur it out.
Just listen to what Dak is explaining. It is crazy that Dak is having to say this. We got to score 35. It's literally what he's telling us. We have to score a touchdown every time we get the ball. Every single time. Because if we don't score a touchdown, our defense is not going to stop anybody. It is what it is. Defense not going to stop nobody. Jay said defense playing rookie, offense playing all Madden. What's going on, Nisi? She said, can Flus be demoted? As I said, Dono gets picked every 2 to 3 games. He also gives up at least 2 touchdowns. Yeah. And they love Donovan Wilson. They put that C on his jersey, and they are reluctant to let him go. The Cleveland Browns traded a player with a C on his jersey, and his name is Joe Flacco. Angie said Flus not a motivator. I said this early on in the season. He's not a motivator. That's why the defensive players never bought into Flus' scheme. That's why I think he don't need to be on the sideline at all. He needs to be upstairs. Travis, he said, do you think if the players just played with more effort like last week, we were aggressive, we played physical, we would be better, and it's not the scheme? Travis Beck, I think they kind of adjusted the scheme a little bit last week. I think they adjusted the scheme a little bit last week. But I think part of the effort is, Travis, and it is a sad testimony, but I think some of the effort is because they don't feel comfortable in the scheme. And the more they get beat in the scheme, the more reluctant they get to run the scheme, and the more they keep. I'm telling you, man, just imagine if you were getting beat like that. How confident would you be? It's bad. It's bad. Rich Lloyd said, I'm not seeing Gus from anybody. At least Rico brought his balls before the game and backed it up. Rich Lloyd, boy, this has got to be one of the worst. This dude told them to buckle up, and man, boy, this dude put it on them, man. Kroger, he said, AG, how can I participate in the super chat? The way you can participate in the super chat, it should be a super chat button right below you. Right below, down there on somewhere at the bottom of the screen, it should say super chat. It should be somewhere down there. All right, let's get into Michael. Let's listen to Michael Irvin. And what we're going to do is I'm going to open up the phone lines, and we're going to kind of talk in between Michael Irvin.
Recall. Nico's been running wild the last couple of weeks. Do you miss him? And do you have a message for him?
Great job tonight. Great job last week. He told us to buckle up. He got the last laugh. We got a hell of a group of running backs. I love my team, but I miss the guy. Rico's a hell of a friend. But proud of him more than anything. And as I said, I messaged him last week. I didn't get to see him right there after the game. I'll connect with him. But he knows there's nothing but love.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. The one thing you're not going to get Dak Prescott to do, you are not going to get Dak Prescott to be negative. You're not going to get Dak Prescott to be negative towards the next player. Excuse me. That's not Dak Prescott's style. And I'm just telling you, man, hats off to Rico Dowdle. Man, you want to talk about one of the greatest. I mean, this is going to go down in NFL history, if you ask me. You want to talk about one of the greatest call-outs ever? To tell your ex-team to buckle up? And then for you to literally destroy that team? Shoot. Man, you can't even hate on somebody don't like that, man. All you can do is tip your hat to them. All you can do is tip your hat to them. All right, hold on a second. We're going to do 2 things at once. We're going to open up the phone line. As a matter of fact, we're going to open up the phone lines during the Irvin reaction and what went wrong. So we're going to have our call-in portion on both of those. I appreciate y'all rocking with me tonight, man. It's about 500 plus of y'all in here. It's 497 now, but it's been 500 pretty steady, pretty much this entire stream. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Man, I'm going to tell you this. Michael Irvin had the best.
All right, locker room. I'm back.
Michael Irvin has had the best reaction to this game to me. He's had the best reaction of anybody. Michael Irvin laid down straight facts in this thing, man. Straight up facts in this thing, and I think y'all are going to love it. Again, let me make sure Darren's the CEO. He said, hire Jimmy Johnson back in the front office. True Flavor Cowboy, he sent over $2. Appreciate you, True Flavor Cowboy. All right. So, let me see. Let me get everything started. Boy, y'all bear with me. Okay, I hope. Got to make sure I get this thing right. Okay, hold on a second. This phone app that I don't know if everybody's using the same app. This app, man, it's kind of woof. You have to really work with this thing. Last time I couldn't get it to work right. All right, let's see here. All right, so I'm gonna hold on. Let me start Michael Irvin, because I am telling you, man, this thing is just. This thing that we use, I'm just telling you, this thing, boy, it just shouldn't be this difficult. All right, hold on a second. Let me. Hold on. All right, let's get Michael Irvin started, and then I'm gonna have this thing ready to go as Michael Irvin is going. Let's listen to Michael Irvin.
Yes! Here we go! Right now, I just want to address the Dallas Cowboys. They just lost to the Carolina Panthers 30-27, only putting up 27 points. And Carolina, of course, game-winning walk-off field goal to win the game. Let me just break this down. First of all, let me start in the back first. Carolina had a 4th and 4. Game on the line. You stop this 4th and 4, the Cowboys get the ball, you go get 7, 8, 9, 10 yards, and you let Aubrey kick a 60-yarder and the game's over. 4th and 4, Hunter Renfrow in the slot. Deron Bland almost 9, 10 yards off him. Saying,
We talked about this earlier. Poobie D brought it up. They asked Brian Schottenheimer the question, and he said he liked the play. It's banana bonkers to have on a 4th and 3 playing off 8 or 9 yards. Byron Joe David, appreciate that super chat. He said Evil Flus has to go. He said y'all should be tired of talking about him every week. Man, we in game 6. And I'm telling you, I think we're going to be talking even in game 7. All right, let me flash this number up real quick. I think we cooking with fish grease now. Okay, I think we're cooking with fish grease. Let me flash this number up real quick. Call in number 253-993-3601. Let me keep that up on the screen for about 2 to 3 minutes so y'all can catch up. Spiral Mind, appreciate that $20 super chat. Yes, sir. He said this team is a 500 team at best. The defense is weak and stupid. Undersized linebackers. He said defensive backs. Hold on, let me keep reading. He said the defensive backs are dumb as rocks. Safeties who are afraid to tackle. Wilbur Clay needs to go. They built this team for track meets, not tackle football. Man, let me tell you. Spiral Mind, this is why I'm saying this trade deadline thing the Cowboys have going on, man, it ain't one player. I just don't believe one player is enough. I don't think one player is enough. I don't. I don't think one player is enough to fix this thing on defense. It's going to take more players. Spiral Mount, appreciate you again. All right, I got about 3 callers waiting. We're going to listen to one more thing, callers. Y'all make sure. Now, when you call in, as you get on, callers, tell us your name, tell us your YouTube name. Please, no profanity. And just tell us what you want us to know. All right, let's listen to a little bit more Michael Irvin as he talked about that play, and then we're going to go to our first caller.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and take that 4 yards. Of course, he'll take that 4 yards. Bryce Young, drop back. Pick up the 4 yards. That game is over right there. The game is over. This is really hard.
All right, let's go to the caller, and then we'll listen to some more Michael Irvin. Oh, man, them phone lines are lit up. Phone lines are lit up. Hold on. Okay, also make sure you turn your sound down in the background. You can't have your own sound up. All right, let's go. All right, turn your sound down in the background. Tell us your YouTube name and tell us who you are, where you're from. All right, you on Let's Talk Cowboys. Welcome. Tell us what's on your mind.
What's up, G? This is Tristan York.
What's up, Tristan York? Yes, sir.
What's up, buddy?
Man, good to hear
nice
from
to
you.
meet you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Man, tell us what
Hey,
you
hold
think,
on.
man.
I'm going to turn my TV down real quick.
Okay, yeah, turn your TV down.
All right, now I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Hey, tell us
So
what
what's good,
happened, man.
Dallas Nation?
Hey, Tristan said, what's good, Dallas Nation?
I got one question for you, G, real quick.
Okay.
Do you think Overshown can change the energy on the defense as a leader when he returns?
I think he's going to change the energy. I just don't think he's going to be enough. How does he fix?
I agree with that.
How does he fix the back end, Tristan? How does he fix that back end?
Get to the quarterback before he could throw it.
Woo! Hey, I tell you what, if there's somebody you're going to send on some blitzes, send Demo. I mean, send Demarion Overshown. Send him.
I don't get why we couldn't get any pressure today at all. What happened to Clark? Why couldn't he get pressure, you think?
Man, I'm going to just tell you the truth. I think they out-coached the Dallas Cowboys. They literally went in and watched how they were successful. At least that's what I believe. I think they looked at how they were successful for at least 2 quarters against the Jets. And I think they said, we got a remedy for it.
That is true. I agree with you.
And think
Hopefully
about this.
they can figure it out quick.
Think about this, Tristan. Think about how crazy this is. Bryce Young only threw the ball 25 times. He only completed 17 passes. He only threw for 199 yards. What destroyed the Cowboys was 30 carries to Rico Dowdle for 183 yards.
Rico Dowdle showed up.
Tristan, Rico destroyed the Cowboys.
Yes, he did. He runs hard. I wish we didn't get rid of him somewhat, you know?
Well, I'll tell you
ran
this.
the ball hard.
Tristan,
That's what he does.
I think I might have to repent because I talked about in the video that Brian Schottenheimer kind of, Javonte Williams, it is obvious he was a Brian Schottenheimer pick. And Rico Dowdle basically said, y'all should have kept me. And he ran them boys out of the stadium at Carolina.
He was telling them to keep him, and he proved it. He proved it today, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It was
wow,
crazy.
Man, it's a blessing to get to say hello to you in person. I'm glad that you're actually a part of your show. I look forward to it every day when you post something. And
appreciate it.
God bless. It was a pleasure to meet you tonight, and hopefully we could do better next week. That's all I'm going to say.
Amen.
It can only get better, right? It can't get worse on defense. It's got to get better.
I want to say the defense can't get no worse, Tristan, but I don't even want to say they can't get worse because they might get worse.
Yeah, right. That's exactly my thought too.
Yes, sir.
Imagine if it got worse. Holy shit.
It might happen.
Sorry about saying that. I didn't mean to say
Hey, Tristan,
Yeah,
like I
right?
told you, this offense, Dak Prescott just explained it. They got to score a touchdown every time they touch the ball. Dak is blaming
It was sad
himself.
watching his face on that interview because he's trying to take everything on himself when you know he played a perfect game. He can't play any fucking better, you know?
Yep.
I felt bad for him the whole time. He looked like he was just like, I just want to say the defense sucks. They need to fix it, but he can't do that because he's the leader of the whole team. You know what I mean?
Is it? Yes, sir. I agree.
Yep.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling, my brother. Let's get to another caller.
Have a wonderful night, G. God bless. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and I'll talk soon, buddy.
Yes,
have a
sir.
great night.
Look forward to you calling in again. Later.
And have a good night, Cowboys Nation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was Tristan York. Appreciate you, Tristan. All right. So, man, I'm telling you, great call by Tristan. Just not a lot the Cowboys could do. And that's why I'm laughing, because Dak Prescott is basically blaming himself. Dak Prescott is saying that the offense should have did more. And he's basically saying the same thing I said in a very fancy way. He's saying, man, we basically should have scored a touchdown every time we touched the ball. That's the reality for the Cowboys. I think Dak understands that reality. Until this defense get better, and even if this defense don't get better, they have got to score touchdowns every single time. You know, you think about it, the Cowboys, they don't score on that last drive. The Carolina Panthers, I think Dak knew in his mind right then, we messed up. I think he knew in his mind right then they messed up. Gwen Bowden, what's going on? She said the season's not over. No, we got plenty. Hey, it's only 6 games deep. 6 games deep. We got 11 more games to go. And I do think when CeeDee Lamb comes back, the Cowboys are going to do exactly what they have to do. They have got to outscore teams. And they got to score 35 or better until something changes. They're just going to have to score 35 or better because that's what the box scores are telling us. All right, let's listen a little bit more Michael Irvin, then we're going to get another call. Y'all hang tight.
When you see these kinds of games out of your team, I'd rather have Dallas. I'd rather have a team, my team certainly, Dallas, win the games they're supposed to win and come up short greatly, get beat badly by the teams that are supposed to beat them. Like the Philadelphia Eagles were supposed to beat them. The Green Bay Packers were supposed to beat them. So what we have done is fell into some fool's gold because they get themselves so hyped to play those games, but they fall back towards what they are to play the other games. And that vacillation is so horrific that you don't even know what you have as a football team.
Did I not mention this earlier? The Cowboys have fallen into a trap that they have fallen into before. And this was the same issue we talked about with Mike McCarthy last year. Mike McCarthy could get the team up for the big games. But when it came to these types of games that you go, oh, they should beat this, they should win this game, they win this game is going to put them another step into being into first place. What did they do? They would go out and play so flat. The offense didn't necessarily play flat, but the defense, shoot, I don't even know if you call that flat. That is just terrible. And Brian Schottenheimer, I think he made a call this game like that it's the Carolina Panthers. We're going to have our way with the Carolina Panthers. Even though he said they were a physical team and he understand what they were, it don't seem like he necessarily called the game like he knew what they were, because the Cowboys need a little bit more razzmatazz on offense. Brian needs to stick in a few Man, sometimes you got to stick in a few trick plays. Sometimes you got to go in your bag, man, and know, hey, I got to understand my defense and what we're working with. And sometimes I got to call some plays that I don't normally call. And it's like he's just not doing that. And really, all of this, Dak Prescott is the reason that they're doing even what they're doing. Dak is putting his whole team on his shoulders as usual. Whole team on his shoulders. All right, we're about to get to a call. Let's do a little bit more, Michael.
Is this Dallas team the team that played with the Philadelphia Eagles and tied the Green Bay Packers, two teams that were highly favored to get far in the playoffs and possibly to a Super Bowl? Or is this the team that lost to the Chicago Bears and the Carolina Panthers?
14 points, 27 points.
This is the worst place of all, because I was trying to find some glory in the offense. But I saw an offense today that when needed most, it was a horrific series. You got a chance right now to at least put 3 points on this board to make Carolina have to come back and score a touchdown to win, or at least get you into overtime. Dallas takes first down, nowhere to go. Dak tries to check it down. They lose 5 yards. Dallas goes second down, nowhere to go. Dak tries to check it down. They lose 7 yards. It's 3rd and 12. Then you do a dump off and punt the ball.
You've been better off going for it.
Talking about the game George Pickens had and Dak and everything, but you have to make those plays when you have to make the plays if you're going to be any kind of a team that does anything this season. And you could throw up 40 points here, you could throw up 40 points there, but where is that consistently? You got stalled out today. The run game was not going. I don't mind. Let's shut it down and open this thing wide open and start throwing Dak, let Dak throwing it all over the football field. We never really got to that. That was a strange game. A lot of people, I don't want to hear about the injuries. I don't want to hear about, those kinds of things. Dallas, it's an enigma to me. I don't know what it is. In order to win games, you have to consistently put up 40 points offensively. 27 won't get it. I've never seen a defense that gives up more.
Michael Irvin went further than me. Michael Irvin said they got to score 40 points. What? Let's get another caller in. Y'all tell me what you think about this. I said the Cowboys got to score 35 points. 30 plus points, 35 points. On 5 drives, it got to be 5 touchdowns. Michael Irvin just said 40 points. Let's get another caller in. All right, turn your TV down on your phone down in the background. Tell us who you are, where you're from. Welcome to Let's Talk Cowboys. What's going on?
What's happening?
What's going on? Who is this?
This Big Savage, 337.
What's going on?
Man, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with our team, man.
Hey,
man,
that defense, man.
I think we need to give it a retread tire, man. Defensive coordinator, man. I don't know, man.
You called him a retread tire, man?
For some reason. Yeah, that's a retread tire, man. He got fired. What we want to hire that for?
My wife asked the same question.
We don't need to hire that. Why hire that? You don't need to hire that. If you're going to get your new coaching staff, you should have kept Al Harris and let him be the DC.
I really thought that they was
If you
going to
gonna
do
do
that.
it,
I thought they were going to
you
make
know?
Al Harris
So
the defense coordinator.
If you're not gonna make Al Harris the defensive coordinator, and you bring that retread Todd from Chicago, who he didn't do nothing well in Chicago, what you think he's gonna do in Dallas in the big lights?
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you can't keep doing that to us as fans, as a team, you know. And Dak, he can't keep putting that on his shoulders. At some point in time, you gotta be like, look, man, the defense suck. And you gotta tell these guys, look, man, everybody wants us to lose. Nobody wants us to win.
Facts.
You know, they want us to look stank on the TV. That's what they want. That's the Stephen A. Smiths and the Ryan Clarks and all these guys. That's what they want. But we don't understand that. And every good person we get from another team and they get to Dallas, they suck. Keith Murray, Sanborn, it goes all the way down to years. I've been a Cowboy fan since I was 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And every year we get somebody from another team, they suck. But when they play us, they're making plays everywhere on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I love Shotty. Shotty, you know what I'm saying? But he got to be to the point where, look, Eberflus, either you going to get it together or you are out of here. I can't use you because you don't go with me. He got to find somebody that go with him on the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
If he's being aggressive, defense got to be aggressive. You can't have third and fourth and 4, and you 8 yards off the ball, and Dewan Bland is our best corner. No, everybody's supposed to be man up, putting a hand on somebody. But what we do every game, we sit back. People get tired of watching that on TV, actually, and then everybody blame it on Dak. That's not Dak's fault.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so Kyrie Elam, he should never be on the field. He sucks.
You know the crazy thing
they
was?
bringing in guys, man.
Kyrie Elam was the best defensive back in training camp. They were just going crazy about Kyrie Elam. I mean, I was liking Kyrie Elam too. But man, sometimes you gotta admit when you're wrong.
I never liked him.
You gotta admit when you're wrong.
Because I never liked him because my son is a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and we watched the game when Kansas City would play them boys, and he would get tortured by Kansas City. So I knew he was gonna be in Dallas. Dallas is bright lights. It's nothing else. Like Michael Irvin said, every team get up for us, but we don't get up for them.
Yeah.
We should have been smashing Rico Dowdle's face in them. We should have been picking him up and body slamming him. But we did. We let him run 8 yards of pop on us every doggone time.
Mm.
Man, that don't make no sense to me.
I agree. Because I'll tell you now, if there's anybody, everybody on the Carolina Panthers team could have beat me except Rico Dowdle. He wasn't beating me. I'm telling you, I would have stopped him.
But what you do? We'd have been run blitzing him so much. You gotta make Bryce Young beat us. He ain't doing that.
Not gonna do it.
Come on now, that's not gonna get it. And every game we didn't lost like that. We should have beat the Eagles. We should have beat Green Bay. But what? The defense can't get off the field.
Mm.
You know, and then everybody, you know, you come on, I watch you every day. Every day you come on, I watch you, and you say the same thing. Everything you say be right. You know, so we gotta get it together, Shotty, you know?
Yep.
And is everybody talking about it's Jerry's fault. It's not Jerry's fault. It's the players' fault. I tell my homeboys, you gotta play. The coaches call us play, and you gotta make the play happen.
Yeah. That's why I say, you know, at the end of the day, I hear Shotty selling Matt Eberflus more than I'm hearing Jerry selling him. And I can tell you now, boy, I think Jerry ain't happy. Something gonna have to give.
You know Jerry not happy. You know he's not happy with that. You can forget that. You know, it might not look at it, he's not going to say, but behind closed doors, he's talking to Steven like, I think we made a mistake right there.
Man, I can't remember the last time Jerry didn't do a press conference.
You notice that, right? No press conference from Jerry?
I couldn't believe
because he knows.
But I think
So,
what happened is
I
Jerry expected to win tonight. I think he expected to win today.
He knew he was supposed to win today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Shotty got when we get down like that, Shotty got to open the books up.
Yeah.
Maybe when CD come back, he gonna have to open the book up because they can't stop him all pitching. You got to pick your poison now, and that's gonna stop Bird. You know, Bird he had one of them games to do that was he can't bring no tackles. You know, Spam Force should be in the game if you don't do that.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know, G. I can't put my finger on it, and that's way above my pay grade.
I think they'll be better once CD get back. I think they'll be better when they get BB, CD, and Tyler Booker back. I think they'll be way better. But again, that means they're going to have to score touchdowns.
They're going to be better if they get once Demo come back. We'll be all right.
Yeah, I think he's going to definitely help
because I think we need Rebel to come back too. I think they need to, when he gets healthy, throw him in there. Because he can't do no more. He can't do no worse than Diggs or Ewan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Savon Revel Jr. will help too.
And if you want to win, man, get Diggs up out of there. Let him go to Green Bay where he want to be.
Man, I don't even think Green Bay would give us nothing for Diggs. I don't think they give us nothing for Diggs. I really don't. I don't think the Jokers give us nothing for Diggs, man.
That's where he wants to be.
I tell you this though, he might be out there on the market next year, and Green Bay may pick him up because I think the Cowboys, if they don't trade him, they cutting him.
We cutting him. That's why we pick Rebel.
Mm-hmm.
Rebel is the successor. Like I tell everybody, out here in Louisiana, man, I tell all my partners, man, look, his successor is Rebel, and his Araku successor is Parsons. That's their successors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can't give up all that money to Parsons. We wouldn't have nothing else.
Yeah.
The CD ain't that. Come on, man. You know that had to happen.
Yes, sir.
He didn't want to ball with us anyway. You know, so he's his own.
I agree. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
We got some more callers. So let me get to some more callers, man. I appreciate that, my brother.
Yeah, my brother. Be safe.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. All right. All right, let's get into some more Michael Irvin. And I also want to somebody just made a very good comment. And watch this. Jakira, let me tell you something. I believe you. Jakira, I absolutely believe you. I believe the Cowboys are going to win next week. They got to do better. I got a feeling they're going to play. They're going to play the Washington Commanders at home. They're going to play them like their heads on. They're going to play like their hair is on fire. I will not be shocked if they beat the doggone Washington Commanders next week. I'm not going to be shocked. I think you hit it right on the head. All right, let's listen to a little bit more of Michael Irvin, then we're going to get to our next caller.
Big plays than this defense. The last time I saw this many people running wide open in a professional football game on a defense in the NFL like this was shit. The Green Bay Packers game in the playoffs. That's when. So I was about to say, I don't know when, but it was Dallas. It was Dallas. That's when. In the Green Bay Packers game, same thing. This defense, it's one thing to say bad. This is way worse than bad. This is in some other stratosphere. Rico called his shot. Rico Dowdle called this shot, told him to buckle up, strap up, and then got in the game and rushed up 200 yards. Again. Every time they handed him the ball, he was running for 10 yards. That's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing to watch them get dominated like that in a run game. I mean, Carolina just dominated the Dallas Cowboys with the run game and then shut down Dallas's run game. Carolina stacks a lot of big guys. They like to cover up the centers, sometimes two guards. And Dallas is steady trying to run into that.
Didn't I tell you earlier? Brian Schottenheimer was doing some very hard-headed play calling today in the run game. They were telegraphing to him, bro, you're not running the ball between the tackles today. You're not doing it. And what did Brian keep doing? With a backup center and a backup guard. What did he keep doing? He kept running right into that defense, and they said, you're not going anywhere. That's exactly what they did. All right, who we got on the air?
GGG, what's up? This Bama boy, man. How you doing? Happy birthday to you, my brother.
What up, Bama boy? My man. Good to hear from you, Bama boy.
Man, I'm good, man. Yeah, man, I wasn't able to catch the game, man. I was out on the load over there in Louisiana, so I had to catch the law on his page to do the analyst for me, man. And my wife called in, so I didn't even know the full until later on. But I wanted to ask you this, man. The more that this defense keep doing what it's doing, man, there's no way. There's no way we're going to make the playoffs, man. Do you think Jerry need to go ahead and make a change at defense coordinator? And maybe we can play Sam Houston a little more, because I think Sam only had like 19 snaps this game, man. And it just baffles me. There's no way we're going to go forward. Defense giving up 30 points a game, man.
Let me see here. James Houston today. Let's see. They might not have put it up yet. I tell you this. The problem is I think they've gotten too deep. I mean, you're 6 games in. Right. What could you do now? Who could you bring in right now that would truly make that big of a difference? I think their only hope is...
That's a good question.
They got to bring in some players. I think it's their only hope. You're getting DeMarion Overshown back. Savon Revel Jr. will be back. I think they need to make the change with Wanye Thomas, make the change with Marquise Bell. And the thing that they need to get in free agency, everybody's talking about running back. Man, I don't think we need a running back. Go out there and get some linebackers. The linebacking play on this team is trash.
And that's the thing. Jerry sought out and brought in help for the stopping the run. What happened this game, man? That's what I want to say. If he put in invest on stopping the run, last week we did well. What happened in this game?
I think they got smart. I'm pretty sure once we go back and look at the tape, I'm sure they probably double teamed Kenny Clark and they took everybody else one-on-one. Kenny Clark is the best run stopper the Cowboys have. Well, the answer is to double Kenny Clark. Carolina, man, I'm telling you, hey, Bama boy, they had a game plan, man. they had a game plan.
You know, I kind of felt it, man. I don't know what it was. See, sometimes, man, when I feel nervous, I'm still going to ride my boys, ride or die.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll be like, you know what? I ain't going to watch the game. I'm going to just wait a little while, and I'll wait later, come back. And most of the time they'll win if I do that. And then I go back into the watching on my record. And I mean, just to hear that we lost by 3 points and it's 4th and 4, and you got Deron Bland paying 10 yards off the guy. If we get a stop there, like Irvin said, we get to the 50-yard line, that's automatic. Game over.
I'm baffled. It made no sense.
You know.
It made no sense.
And you know, everybody was like on Blue. I put it like this. I know Blue probably didn't have a good game from what I was hearing. I think they should have been playing him a little bit earlier, man. He ain't got a lot of game reps, so I think that's the problem.
That's the crazy part, man. We bringing in Jaden Blue this late, and then we want Jaden Blue to come in one game and be the man. It ain't happening.
You know, I feel like if we would have had Dan Quinn's defense back in 21 with this offense right now, I don't think nobody be able to touch the Cowboys right now, man.
Ooh, man. Yeah, Dan Quinn's 21 defense.
I just hate it for Dak, man. Like you said, you got Dak out here got to play flawless, got to put up 30 points. You know, like I know, you can have a prolific offense. Your offense is going to get stopped sometimes.
Yep.
So if you're not putting points on, but the other team instead is scoring on, you're not balancing it out. You got to get some stops, and then the offense got to capitalize on it. But that's too much pressure on Dak, man. And he shouldn't have to go through that. Not at all.
And that's exactly what they're doing to him. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I don't.
I'm gonna let somebody else get in and chime in, man. I just want to holler at you, man. Tell you happy birthday, belated birthday to you, man. And I'm gonna get back in the chat, man, and listen to you.
All right, appreciate you, my man. Yeah.
All right, take care. All right.
All right. Let's listen to a little bit of more Michael Irvin, then we're gonna take another call.
Instead of trying to get on the edges and make some things happen on the edges, it was just it was a poorly played game by the Dallas Cowboys defensively. They're just poor. It's almost like watching arena football where you're and make some things instead of trying to get on the edges. That's a lot of big guys. They like to cover up centers, sometimes two guards. And Dallas instead of trying to run into that.
Now, did I not say this about Jaden Blue? Michael Irvin, I hadn't even listened to this. Michael Irvin is saying the same thing I said about Jaden Blue. Brian Schottenheimer bullheadedly continued to try to run through the middle when the Carolina Panthers clearly showed him, you're not running through the middle today, Brian. So Brian, Javonte Williams is not an outside runner. So rather than designing run plays to get Jaden Blue on the edge, in space, and all those things, Brian Schottenheimer kept running into that defense. It don't make sense. It didn't make sense. Gene Morris, appreciate that super chat. He said, I think we are wrong about Diggs' attitude. I think his meeting with Shotty was about scheme, and Shotty is being bullheaded with Fluke's own running man. Hey, I'm telling this, man, Trevon Diggs straight up told him, we want to run more man. And I don't know at this point. I'm not saying that the prisoner should be running the asylum, but I'm just saying, man, at this point, Cowboys need to do something different. Straight up. They just need to do something different with the defense. And I'll just say, if you're getting beat this bad with what Flus is doing, if you're getting beat this bad with what Flus is doing, then, hey, man, you might as well just try something else. I was trying to see today if it would show us how many of these runs the Cowboys were running with Javonte Williams today. Because, man, when you look at this thing on Rico Dowdle, oh, my gosh. Boy, the runs that Rico Dowdle had were incredible. 30 carries for 183 yards. Oh, my gosh, that's incredible. I was trying to see if on the NFL Pro and the Insights would they show us the Javonte Williams runs, because it just didn't make sense to me the way the Cowboys kept trying to just run right into the defense like we're going to dictate to you what we're going to do. And I'm with Michael Irvin. Bro, at this point, man, you might as well let Dak Prescott drop back and just rip these boys up. Just let him drop back and rip these boys up. Let me see here. Yeah, they didn't give us any insights on NFL Pro today. But again, Gene Moss, I appreciate that super chat. All right, let's check a little bit more Michael Irvin, then we're going to get back to the phone lines.
Instead of trying to get on the edges and make some things happen on the edges, it was just it was a poorly played game by the Dallas Cowboys defensively. They're just poor. It's almost like watching arena football where you're just hoping for one stop, maybe two stops during the whole damn game. It's arena football. You hope to get two stops the whole game. Man.
Hey, Brandon Mahoney, what's up?
This is hard because you don't know. If you're a Cowboy fan, you don't know. Yeah, you do. I do. Yeah. Well, you don't know. This team's up, this team down. This team's up, team down. And a team that loses, I said a team that loses to the two teams that the Cowboys have lost to is worse than a team that even if they beat the other teams that they were not supposed to beat. You know,
Jekyll and Hyde.
You cannot be considered a top team if you are not going to be able to win the games you are supposed to win. And the two games, you got the Chicago game, you got this Carolina game. You know, offenses that were struggling a little bit and, you know, trying to come around, but they get to Dallas and there is no struggle. I mean, they move up and down the football field. I just don't know if I've ever seen a defense this bad. Ever. Ever.
Golly. And Michael Irvin been around a long time. All right, let's bring in another caller. All right, who we got on the phone?
Kevin Grimsley.
What's going on? What's your YouTube name?
Doomsday Cowboys.
Doomsday Cowboy. What is going on?
What's up, G?
Man.
Oh, man, just... Woo! Man, I don't even want to get started on this defense, man, but, you know,
What'd you think about it today?
Oh, man, it is bad. Oh, man, it's terrible. Terrible. You know, you would think that Eberflus would have learned a lesson, you know, when we talked a few weeks ago, you know. Another fourth down, you know, playing 10 yards off the ball, and you give up a first down. This is the second game that's happened. It just, man, I just, you know, he's running that old, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's that old school Marinelli. There's no creativity. There's no stunning. There's no shifts. There's nothing. It's just beat your man to the quarterback. I don't understand it.
And they speak, you know, the crazy thing is they speak so highly of Rod Marinelli, like Rod Marinelli tore up the league and won Super Bowls with multiple teams. I don't understand the whole Rod Marinelli defensive tree. I don't.
Nah.
And with a name like Doomsday, you know exactly what the defense, you know what defense is supposed to look like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I grew up in the 70s, man. I watched those Doomsday defense, man. You know, you talk about, I mean, those boys didn't even bend. There wasn't no break. They didn't even bend. So, you know, I just, you know, I mean, do I believe the Cowboys in the next couple of years are going to be this bad on defense? No, I think it's going to get bad. I think they're going to rebuild it. But, man, It's going to be, I hate to say it, G, but it's going to be a long season on defense, man.
I think they're going to flip it next year.
It's going to be a long season.
I think they flip the defense next year, but right now we just going to have to I just think it is what it is right now. We're just gonna have to live with it. I don't think it can go anywhere but up. I do think it's going to get better, but man, how much better? How much better?
Yeah. Well, I'll throw a name out here. A lot of Cowboy fans, I've mentioned this too, they're kind of like, well, it's week 6, but if Bill Belichick gets bought out by North Carolina, he may be interested in coming to the NFL. But man, the only thing about that is I just don't know if Jerry would let him coach the defense like that, because you're talking about somebody that would hold those guys accountable. That guy, Bill Belichick, man, he'd be benching some people.
Man, I can't deal with Bill Belichick because it seems like his girlfriend is running his life right now.
Yeah.
Boy, Bill Belichick, the stuff we're watching with him, boy, he's simping hard.
He is, but man, but the thing I love about Belichick is he's old. He's an old school defensive coach, but he has shown you that he can, play against modern NFL offenses. I mean, he's adjusted,
man.
Man, I'll tell you though, I don't know if those boys could play for Belichick.
No, and the problem with Bill is Bill want to bring in his son too. I don't think they can do it.
I don't think I could deal with that boy.
Yeah, he wants to bring in his son. I don't even think I know Jerry ain't going for that.
No, I think we're just gonna have to deal with it, man, and just hope it gets better, But like my son was saying, we were watching, and they blitzed that one time and got a sack. And my son goes, "My goodness, Dad, they got a sack. Why ain't they doing that more?" I said, "I don't know, son."
Matt Eberflus?
I don't know.
Matt Eberflus,
I mean, you're successful doing something, but you do it one time.
Matt Eberflus, the part that don't make sense to me, he'll be successful at blitzing, still won't do it.
No.
It
don't
make sense.
No, it doesn't, man. And in Overshown, I think Overshown's good at getting to the quarterback. Everybody's like, well, blitz. I said, well, the problem with Overshown is Eberflus won't blitz, so you're really not going. He's not going to play to Overshown's strength. So I mean, how much better are we going to be when he comes back? I mean, I just have no more confidence in him, man. I really don't. I'm just, I've given up faith on this defense.
I just think the issue is the offense is going to score the 35 points, just like they're supposed to. They're going to score 35 points in some of these games or more, and they're going to win them.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're going to do to the
and if
Commanders.
we would have had CD today, yes, sir. If we would have had CD Lamb today, I think we would have been able to run the ball more because they're stacking those boxes, man. One thing about Dallas this year, they do fear the run game, and they're stacking the box. But with CD Lamb and Pickens, you can't stack that box like that.
Right. Yeah, I think when CD comes back, I think they're going to be a lot. I think they're going to be a lot better, and I think I don't think it's going to fix the woes, but I just think it's going to cover up some of the woes. And I think the Cowboys are probably going to be scoring again. I think it's going to be the same trend. Every time the Cowboys score 35 points or better, they're going to win.
Yes, sir. And Shoddy needs to quit. He's going to have to start being honest with himself, man. Stop trying to sell us this stuff because I ain't buying it. I've seen too much on film. He ain't selling that. He ain't selling me this defense going to be better. In one more week, we're going to get it fixed. Man, you ain't fixing this in a week.
No. I think it's going to take the trade. I think it's going to take the trade deadline, the bye week, and even some personnel changes. I still say the safety fixes on the team. Marquise Bell and Wanye Thomas. The safety fix is right there on the team.
Malik Hooker, was Malik Hooker back today? I don't think he was back today.
No, I think it was Wanye Thomas. I think he was still back there. And then, of course, Donovan Wilson was back there, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, Wilson, did you see that double move on Diggs where I was watching it in slow motion? That double move on Diggs where Wilson bought. He faded in like he was going to go the middle of the field, and he goes, "Oh, my gosh, I just got beat." Like, Wilson, what are you doing?
Yeah, man, and Diggs, he's just not the same.
No, he's not Pro Bowl Diggs. We won't ever see that guy again.
I don't think so either. He's not on the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think we'll see it on the Dallas Cowboys.
No, sir. Well, hey, God bless you, man. It was good talking to you like always, and look forward to talking to you.
Yes, sir.
Again,
Appreciate your doomsday.
Yeah.
Make sure you call in again.
DC4L.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
DC4L. Yeah, that was old
God bless.
Doomsday. Yes, sir. Doomsday in the crib. All right, man. I'm telling you, Michael Irvin, I'm telling you, man, Michael Irvin is spitting on this thing with the Cowboys. I mean, hold on, let's see. Michael Irvin is straight up spitting on this thing with the Cowboys. And like I said, I just think Michael Irvin's reaction is probably the most genuine I've heard. Man, let me get this super chat in by Ronnie Dubs. Boy, Ronnie Dubs up in this thing, cloudy. Ronnie Dubs said, gee, Belichick dating sunshine. Boy, you is not lying, boy. Man, come on, Belichick. Belichick, man, you too old to be letting this. Come on, Belichick, man. Boy, Belichick is letting this young lady just run his whole life, man. Boy, this dude got Carolina out there. Man, this dude got Carolina in such disarray right now, man. It's a doggone shame what he's doing to these young men, showing these young men and what he's doing on that football team. Boy, it's a doggone shame, man. Now, that's why I said, man, shoot, Jerry ain't bringing that circus in here. Now, let's check out some more Michael, then we're going to go back to another call.
Like the Dallas Cowboys defense.
Michael Irvin is saying he hasn't seen nothing this bad.
CeeDee Lamb coming back. I don't know how much, even that, to get the consistency and being able to make plays. I couldn't believe in that crucial drive with the score tied 27-27, you got a good return. Dallas went backwards. Well, horrific plays. I mean, I wish Dak would have dirked that ball or threw it over his head, do something. But, man, you just kept going backwards and backwards, and you just saw the air leave. The air was gone. And then they came back, Carolina came back. Carolina, they had Carolina stop, got a PI to get a first down, and then once you get that first down on any drive, you're off and going. I'm just telling you, man, I don't know. I went into this week thinking, man, Cowboys can win because Eagles lost. Oh.
Me too.
This thing is all bungled up right here, just right here. The Cowboys get this win and get on this side, 3-2-1. You have a shot. With what's going on in Philadelphia, you have a shot. The NFC East was up for grabs. But yeah, right now look like the Washington Commanders will grab it.
Nah, it's too early.
Dallas will come back and play the Washington Commanders next week.
Yeah, it's too early.
And watch. This is what I'm realizing it's going to be this year. They'll come back and play the Commanders and give me hope again. But then they'll go through a day like today, and you see no hope. And I'm going to say the no hope when you're playing the Carolina Panthers or the Chicago Bears is greater than the hope when you show up and play a Philadelphia Eagle team pretty good, or take Green Bay Packers to a 40-40 tie. Losing to these two teams is far worse than playing these two teams tough or better than people expected. Because that means, you can jump up here and may have these few moments, but you really live way down here. When you ask which Cowboy team will the real Dallas Cowboys please stand up, you know who that is. That's the team that lost today right now. That's who you would have to call the real Dallas Cowboys. You can't be pulling hope from a 40-40 tie. Or if CD wouldn't have let those balls go in and the Philadelphia Eagles could have won that game. I'm as guilty as anybody of saying that. And I'm going to go right now and get some soap. And I'm going to wash this out of my mouth. Because that filthy stuff, I got to wash it out of my mouth. I don't know what this Dallas Cowboys team is. I've been lied to, run them up, led astray. Yeah, I don't know what they are.
I do.
But I know it's not good. Not right now. I'm just going to go watch the rest of this stuff. But I will tell you, I do want to tell you about my weekend, man, about being able to see my boy Dion and going to see Killer at his event in New York at a great time. At his comedy event, it was so great. It was so funny. I'll tell you about it. But right now, let me just soak in my pain of the Dallas Cowboys loss and go watch some more football. And I'll talk to you guys about it shortly. All right. Peace.
Yeah, I do know what the Cowboys are. The Cowboys are exactly what they've shown us. They are an exceptionally good offensive team led by an elite quarterback and 2 elite wide receivers with a terrible defense. That's who they are. That's who they are. That's what they have been consistently for 6 games. That's who they are. And it is what I said it is. We're going to have to live in reality. Dak Prescott, if you listen to the press conference, he's adopted that reality. We're going to have to score touchdowns every single time because the honest truth is our defense can't stop a faucet from running just by turning the doggone tap. They can't do it. Let me read these 2 super chats, then we're going to go back to the phone lines. Roddy Dubs. Roddy Dubs said Jerry might be up for Belichick if Sunshine got a friend. Maybe Moonbeam. Roddy Dubs, Jerry done got himself in enough trouble with them young women. I don't think Jerry gonna run with old Bill Belichick right now, boy. Bill playing with fire, man. Bill is playing with fire. Junior, appreciate that $10 super chat. He said, what up, G? They've been screaming it from the get-go. This is a soft rebuild year. Evaluation and planning is what's going to happen. They just can't say because of the money. Yep. And I tell you this, I think this is really going to show us at this trade deadline because I said this before. I said it last week. Temper your expectations with the Dallas Cowboys and those draft picks. Don't think the Cowboys are going to go out there and just give those draft picks to anybody. I don't even suspect they're going to give them to anybody. Not those first rounders. Because somebody would have to tell me, who is the player that you could bring in that could turn the defense around? Who? Trey Hendrickson can't turn this defense around. Who is it? You don't need one player. You need multiple players. You need multiple players to turn this defense around. The only way you give up those draft picks, especially if you're talking about those ones, because I'm telling you now, you have no clue what those draft picks are going to turn into, especially with the way the Cowboys defense is playing. Shoot, man, them picks might be top 15. We don't even know what the Green Bay Packers are going to be. The Green Bay Packers right now are supposed to be undefeated, and they're not undefeated. That draft pick could turn into a mid-round draft pick. Nah, you don't even want to play with those. You don't even want to play with those. So how many draft picks are you willing to give up to get players? Because I'm telling you, I don't think the Cowboys are touching those first-round draft picks. I don't care what they say. The Cowboys are going to use those 2 first-round draft picks both of those years to get players. And I do, and I've been saying it over and over and over, and I'm not going to relent from it. I believe the Dallas Cowboys are going for the chip. I think they're going to make an incredible run in 2026. I think the Super Bowl season for the Dallas Cowboys, I've been saying it for a whole year, is going to be 2026. I do. I think it's going to be 2026. All right. So what I'm going to do now, let's kind of get into, I do this I started it last year. I'm going to do it this year too. So what we're going to do is we did the preview show. And in that, I talked about the storylines and the things that the Cowboys, the keys to the victory, offensive and defensively. And what we're going to determine is, was I a prophet, or did the Cowboys just not do what they were supposed to do? All right. Let's run this at the same time. We're going to be getting callers in too. So I got the storylines up. Let's bring in our next caller. All right, who we got on the line? All right, we got somebody on the line from the 901. We're going to give them a couple of minutes to come in. They might have went and did something as they were waiting. So we see that the Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers, I said the storylines were Rico Dowdle told the Cowboys to buckle up. Rico Dowdle told the Cowboys to buckle up and came in and did exactly what he said he was going to do. He ran all over the Cowboys. The Cowboys storylines, Jadeveon Clowney goes back to Carolina. Didn't get the sack. Jonathan Mingo, of course, Miles Sanders and Jonathan Mingo both didn't play. The Cowboys did not continue to improve on defense. I do believe that Dak Prescott was Superman. Just didn't happen. The injuries for the Cowboys, nobody will talk about this, but the injuries for the Cowboys, I think, have actually hampered them, but nobody wants to hear it. And Angie, I'll tell you something now. Your cute boyfriend, Marshawn Nealon ain't been playing right. Yeah, Marshawn Nealon hasn't been playing right. Yeah, Marshawn Nealon has not been playing right. And I don't know what is going on with that. All right, and we're going to bring in, we got one last caller. We're going to bring him in. All right,
Hello?
Who we talking to?
Oh, hey, how's it going, G? This is Pittman calling in. It's Dominique.
What's going on, Dominique Pittman? Yes, sir.
Ain't too much nothing, G. Yes, sir. What's going on, G? Appreciate you giving me a chance to speak on your platform.
Yes, sir, man. You go ahead and speak. You tell me what you saw today, man. What's going on?
Oh, man. Just my humble opinion, more of the same. The defense, they're just bad all around. There's no playmakers on the team. There's nobody. You don't have anybody out there that can go out there and just make a play, man. Like, and who's the leader on that defense? And we were supposed to be sold on the fact that they brought in Kenny Clark to be able to stop the run. And me personally, I never was sold on that because you look at the last couple of games, look at the Green Bay game, look at the Jets game, and then you look at this game. And just my thing is when it comes to Rico and respect to him, he did back up what he said he was gonna do, and he didn't. I mean, he just said the one little thing. He just said that they need to buckle up. It's not like he talked like some major trash to the team, but you would think that. I saw a couple of interviews when some of the reporters were talking to the Dallas players about what Rico said, and it just seemed like they all kind of just brushed it off. Like nobody seemed motivated or angry about it, and I'm just kind of like, well, that just doesn't seem right. I want somebody to be a little bit fired up on that, and you just saw what happened, man. Like I think Rico had about 4 14 runs of 7 yards or more, and Dallas didn't have a single run over 7 yards, and that's just bad. And for Eberflus, I get that he wants to run his schemes and things of that nature, but if it's not working, he's got to change something up. I mean, stop being so stubborn about it.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was talking to you about earlier, and like, G, I know you're a big fan of the Jones family, but just my humble opinion is that if Jerry is really upset at what he saw, then he should be making a move right now. He should be on the phone right now trying to make a move with somebody. This whole, whoever picks up the phone first loses leverage, like, we're not trying to hear any of that. If you really don't like what you see out there, then you need to make a move. You got the money. You got the picks. I'm not saying you got to give up one of those first-round picks, but if you want somebody like a possible Max Crosby or a Trey Henderson or a Myles Garrett, I'm just throwing out names, you might have to give up one of those high picks. And, I mean, it's just, if it was me, if I was the GM, man, we wouldn't have no salary cap money, because if I saw 2-3 weeks out of that defense, I'm on the phone 24/7 trying to make calls. But it just seems like those guys it just seems like they're always operating out of comfort.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just, like, there's nobody's going to be fired on there if they don't make a move. I think the only way I see them making any kind of move is if, you know, the Cowboys go on some horrible losing streak or something like that. So, but, you know, that's just how I feel about it.
I think you know, and I think the next few weeks is going to tell us everything we need to know. But the Cowboys have not fired coordinators during the year. They didn't even fire Mike Nolan during the season. They let Nolan finish out the whole season.
Very true.
And I think they're going to do the same thing for Matt Eberflus.
That is very true.
I don't think they're going to fire Matt Eberflus.
Even worse, and I don't think so either. And what's going to be even worse is that, you know, there are a couple people in the chat that are blaming, you got the Dak haters out there. They're blaming Dak and this offense, and I'm just like, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but my thing is, if I'm not mistaken, this Dallas defense, they're currently allowing, I think, about almost 30 points a game, or 31 points a game.
30.7.
In order for this team to have any hopes of even competing, they got to score 35 points at least just to have a chance. Dak, again, had 3 touchdowns, no picks, none of that. He's got, I think, 13, 14 touchdowns on the season so far to 3 interceptions. I mean, if you're going to blame Dak Prescott, that's just you being a troll. And I don't like to refer to people as that, but that's just what it is. You're being a troll. You're not really a Cowboy fan. You're just one of these bandwagon fans. It's like, you know, and there's just no possible way that you can blame Prescott. Now, don't get me wrong. In this game, that last series, Brian Schottenheimer and Dak, they got to own up for that one, because I don't know what in the world kind of play calling that was with them screen plays, and Dak should have never thrown those. He should have just either held on to the ball, tried to find somebody else, because that was a horrible series. But I mean, other than that, you can't blame Dak, and you know, you don't want to play the blame game, but the proof is in the pudding. Is like the defense, man. This defense is terrible. They stink so bad.
I don't know. It's terrible. It's the only way you can. It's the only way you can slice it. It's terrible.
Yeah, it is. And I was asking somebody a question. It's like, when you look at this defense, you can't name, the only people you can name me that would probably start on any other team was probably Osa, Kenny Clark, Bland, and I'm trying to think of who else. Shoot, I don't think I could think of anybody else.
Overshown, and he's hurt.
Man, these guys like Overshown, yeah. And so I mean, and you hope when Overshown comes back, he's going to be okay. But, I mean, he's coming back from a major knee injury. And that's the reason why I said that Jerry be out here selling Wolf tickets, because I guarantee you, and Schottenheimer too, they're gonna sell us on this fact that we got Overshown coming back, we got Siobhan Waddell coming back, we got Josh Butler coming back. It's like, man, we don't want to hear that. I know we crack jokes about calling them the hurt boys. I mean, but it's the truth. Everybody got a hurt knee, a hurt ankle, or a hurt foot. That ain't good. That's just not good at all. That's why I'm starting to question this medical staff
The
and
training
this
staff
conditioning
again.
coach. Because why is it like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every year it's somebody is tearing. Like, now I understand that injuries are part of the sport, but it's too many of them. There's too many knee injuries and foot injuries. Like, Bland got bad feet. It's weird. So, I mean, I would not be the least bit surprised if Dallas go in there and beat the Commanders. And I guarantee you, if that happens, the fan base is gonna get hyped up and excited. It's like, man, I'm sorry, but I can't get too excited about this, knowing how bad this defense is. They keep putting this offense in such a bad spot, and there's gonna be a time where this offense might get shut down in the game by somebody. And then what's going to happen? They're going to get shut down, and then the defense, as bad as they look, it's going to look bad. Because I think they got the Lions this season. I don't even want to know what the possibility of that might look.
Dominique,
like
think about this, though.
If the offense isn't.
Think about this. It's a victory, though, if you hold the Cowboys to 27 points. That is shutting them down.
That's true.
Dak is playing too good, and they got too many weapons. You're not going to hardly hold them to 27 points. But the defenses that can, it's a victory. Because the Cowboys' offense is going to give up 30 points. So if you can hold them below 30, man, you got the game against the Cowboys.
That's true.
Tell me how insane it is that you're basically saying all we got to do is hold them to 27 points. What? That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And my thing is, when it comes to the Jadon Blue situation, it's like they are the ones that hyped this up. They're the ones that when they drafted Jadon Blue, they were all in the green room just hooting and hollering, high fiving, and all those kind of things. And yet they're still not really playing him that much.
Look at this.
I understand he's got a
look at Jaden Blue today. Check this out. People talking about Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue ran the ball 3 times. Somebody explain to me what can you get from this dude for 3? He had 0 yards. 3 carries, 0 yards. Somebody's got to explain to me.
No, you're not going to get
How do you get something out of Jaden Blue and that's all you're doing?
Yep.
This dude ran the ball 3 times.
Yep.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense. And that is, again, Brian Schottenheimer.
Yep, 100%. And my thing is, if you're not going to get him the ball, then just stop talking about Jadon Blue. Like, I'm tired of if you're not going to get him involved, then stop talking about him, because I'm tired of hearing about the speed. It's like, but you're not utilizing it.
Nope.
You're not putting him out in space. You're not running any screenplays with him. You're running screenplays with Jake Ferguson, and they're working. But you think you do that with somebody like Jadon Blue, because you get him out in space. I mean, just like you said, ain't nobody going to catch him. Get him on a wheel route. Makes no sense.
You can't run him like Javonte Williams.
Lamb being out. Yep, exactly. So, we'll see, man. I would, if like I said again, if Jerry and Steven are really not okay with what they're seeing, then they need to make some moves. And also, I'm tired of the whole nice guy routine from these players and coaches, man, they just need to be more honest about what they're seeing and stop trying to, like, I get you don't want to necessarily throw anybody under the bus, but yeah, they need to, somebody got to be mad. I want to see some chairs thrown or something, not literally, but I want to see some frustration from somebody, some real frustration. So, but, you know, I appreciate you taking my call, G, and I'm going to keep listening, and I appreciate it as always, sir.
Appreciate you, Dominique.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this thing with the Cowboys, the issue is it's going to be a defense. The issue is it's really simple. The offense is going to have to just be in reality. 35 points a game. I know no one likes what I'm saying, but it's reality. If the Cowboys don't score 35 points, the first 6 games have shown it. If the Cowboys don't score 35 points, they lose. How crazy is it that it's a victory for a team if they can hold the Cowboys to 27? There will be some teams that will continue to be able to hold the Cowboys to 27, especially if Brian Schottenheimer doesn't get more creative, especially as it pertains with Jaden Blue, and if he doesn't get more creative and make adjustments. When a team is telling you, Brian, they're not going to let you run between the tackles, then it is up to you to say, then we're going to run outside, or we'll mix it up and run outside and then run inside, or whatever the case may be. And you gotta when George Pickens is having the day that he's having, shoot, man, that last drive, nah, bro, it got to be all George Pickens. It's got to be all George Pickens. I'm gonna live him down that hill. The game that he was having, I'm going to live him down that hill. They're going to have to stop George Pickens. They are, straight up. All right, let's get into this as I'm talking about kind of what happened today. Got another caller. All right, who we rocking with today?
Yo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who is this right now?
Robert Simmons.
What's going on, Robert?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on?
What's up, Jay? I just got off where I did send a game early. Hey, bad job on the defense. Bad job on the defense.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about this game, G, we actually got fans blaming Dak for this game.
It's crazy.
We actually got fans blaming Dak for this game.
Makes no sense.
It's literally blaming Dak for this game. The only thing they try to blame him is with the screen pass with Hudson Miller. That's the only thing he has to do. Everybody else is blocking. This Coach Shotton kept blaming this calling that same play. You said it then right the first time. Why else we keep calling it? Then since everybody's talking about that, why is no one talking about the 4th and 3rd where it mattered the most? We need that one little stop on there, 4th and 3rd. That one little stop would have got the ball back and also in Brandon Aubrey range. All we had to do is just did the same thing Carolina did. Let the clock run out, doing little things, and kick the little the win the game field goal. Ain't nobody talking about Dak though, but we talking about Dak winning this game. Ain't nobody also talking about how our defense left Carolina on the field for 8 freaking minutes.
Yep.
But we blaming Dak? Are we serious, sir?
Did the same thing against the Chicago Bears. Let them do a 19-play, 10-minute drive.
I know, but we blaming Dak. Dak was the one who won this game. The defense didn't run this game. Dak did. So
We gonna forget everything the defense did and put this whole thing on deck. Well, that makes $60 million a year. That should be able still to win this game. It doesn't matter how much this man make it. Get out of the man's pockets.
Don't make no sense.
Get out of his pockets.
Yep.
Then we got fans telling, well, Dak money is the reason why this defense took. Bro, we have the second most cap space in the NFL right now. This money don't have nothing to do with this defense doing. It's the defense fault. Come on now.
Yeah. Matt Eberflus, man, I'm telling you. I'm just wondering. I just don't know. It's just going to take more than one player for this defense. I just think it takes more than one player.
Yeah, it is. It is. Our offense doing way too much, and the defense is not delivering. So even though y'all got so much points already on, I just need that one stop on the 4th and 3. Y'all did not deliver. Man, they didn't even run it. They passed it.
Elam is playing off 8 yards.
Like for real.
Elam played off 8 yards. It's insane. It's insane. And again,
it is.
I don't think it's going to get better no time sooner. I don't think it's going to get better no time sooner. I think the simple answer is Dak Prescott told us tonight the same thing I'm saying. They got to score. If they get the ball 5 times, they got to score at least 4 touchdowns. They got to score 4 touchdowns and at least a field goal. They got to score 30-plus points per game to win. Bottom line.
Once again, we got to rely on Dak. Once again. So we have a defense win this game. 49ers, they over there got a lot of injuries. They defense win them every game.
Man, they defense
win them every freaking game.
They're injured too, and their defense is still playing. Yeah, they lost. I think I forgot the player they lost tonight. They lost him with a twisted up ankle. It's bad, but they still play.
Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah, they still playing.
They still got a lot of good people on defense and still win the games.
Yeah, I think a lot of us got fooled because I know I got fooled. I thought the doggone linebacking core was going to be the best part of what the Cowboys did in the offseason, and it's worse than what it was last year. Golly, I can't believe it.
Yes, it is.
I just got to.
He's supposed to be a linebacker whisperer.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a linebacker whisperer.
They say that's what they keep saying. He's the linebacker whisperer. I can tell you this, he ain't whispering to these linebackers. Boy, he is not whispering. He is not whispering to these linebackers, bro. Because if he whispered, they ain't listening. And I'm telling you, man, you know, Brian says that he believes the defense believes in the scheme. I don't think they do. I don't. I think it's showing in the effort. I don't think they believe in it at all. I don't believe it. And I think that's a part of the lack of effort by the defense. I do. That's a part of the lack of effort. And I don't know. Again, I just don't think there's no easy fix for what they're talking about. I don't think there's an easy fix. I just think the fix is simple. They're going to try and score a bunch of points.
That's the only way we can win, score 40 or more.
Yeah. So, well, all right, man. I appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call.
All right.
Looking forward to the next one. God bless.
All right.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up for tonight. Appreciate y'all. We're going to do more call-ins as the week goes on. Appreciate y'all calling in. Appreciate y'all calling in. All right. So let's close this thing out. and let's see where I was wrong, and not necessarily why I was wrong, but what the Cowboys didn't do based on what I said. So let's get this thing going, and then we're going to get up out of here for tonight. So, Cowboy fans, let's check out what happened. Storylines we talked about. Let's get to it. Offensive keys. This is what we talked about. The Cowboys had to run the ball 35 times. The Cowboys ran the ball. I want y'all to look at this. The Cowboys could not run the ball 35 times because the Carolina Panthers took away the run from the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys only ran the ball a total of 19 times. The Cowboys ran the ball 19 times for a whopping 31 yards. A whopping 31 yards. Because Brian Schottenheimer was determined to run a power run game, and the Carolina Panthers said, you're not running a power run game. The Cowboys were supposed to start off fast, and the defense was supposed to start off fast. Didn't happen. The Cowboys actually went 3 and out. I don't think that's the reason why they lost. But the Cowboys didn't start off fast. The Cowboys didn't start off blitzing Bryce Young. The Cowboys didn't do any of the things that they really truly needed to do to beat the Carolina Panthers, and so they let the Carolina Panthers hang around in the game. They let them hang around in the game. And by halftime, the Cowboys allowed them to stay in it. Let's look at what the halftime score was. By halftime, the game was 17-13, the Cowboys. 17-13 Cowboys. But the Cowboys got outscored in the fourth quarter, 10-3. They didn't do it. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. Pickens did have a big game for the Cowboys. But I can tell you who did come up short for the Dallas Cowboys. When we look at the Dallas Cowboys and we look at the player stats, especially in the receiving game, look at the receiving game. I'm telling you, the Carolina Panthers were willing. They did the opposite of what a lot of teams do. A lot of teams say they're going to take away a player like George Pickens and make the other players beat you. The Carolina Panthers said, we can't stop George Pickens, so we'll stop your other players. Look at this. Tell me this isn't crazy. George Pickens had a total of 9 receptions, 168 yards, 18.7 yards per reception, and 1 touchdown. Jake Ferguson was a measly 3 for 33 and 1 touchdown. Ryan Flanoy was 3 for 30. 3 for 30. Jalen Tolbert, 1 for 8. Luke Schoonmaker, 1 for 8. Hunter Lipke, 2 for 7. Javonte Williams, 5 for 5? How in the world do you be 5 for 5? Brevin Spanford, 1 for 2. Wow is all I can say to that. Wow. Tolbert, Mingo, Ferguson, and Flanoy did not come up big. It was basically the George Pickens show, and I really think the Cowboys should have kept feeding George Pickens. Long drives, time of possession, Cowboys didn't get it done. Cowboys did not get it done. Time of possession. Cowboys got beat in time of possession. 32-27, basically 32-28. And when you think about it, that's almost an entire drive that they beat the Cowboys on. An entire drive. Bottom line. Third down efficiency, they were 3 and 8. But let me tell you what's crazy. Look at this stat and tell me it's not banana bonkers. The Carolina Panthers, how do you be 3 for 8 on third down and have 27 first downs? Explain it to me. It's simple. Carolina didn't have a lot of third downs. Rico Dowdle was actually running that potent. How do you have 27 first downs? Cowboys only had 15. They were 5 for 12. Insanity. They had a total of 64 plays. The Cowboys had 53. That's basically almost like a whole drive more. And how do you win? How in the world do you win the turnover battle and you still lose? Cowboys were not too bad on penalties, Well, the problem is the Cowboys had some penalties at some very crucial moments that did exactly what the Cowboys have done of old. They kept the doggone drives alive. What else happened in this game? The Cowboys didn't have no turnovers. And I'm telling you another insane stat to me in this game. The Cowboys didn't allow any sacks. How do you lose the game? No turnovers and no sacks allowed? Carolina wasn't worried about sacking Dak Prescott. Carolina was worried about stopping the Cowboys from running the ball. That's exactly what they did. Let's continue on. Run the ball, run blue 15 to 20 times. I'm telling you, when you look at these offensive keys I came up with, these things will tell you how the Cowboys lost the game. The Cowboys run the ball, were not successful. They didn't run blue 15 to 20 times. They ran Javonte Williams almost 20 times, but with no success. Hunter Lipke continued to play fullback, but didn't quite get a lot of runs. They did minimize the penalties, but they had penalties at crucial moments. They had no turnovers. They didn't win the time of possession. They didn't, remember what I told y'all? They have to score touchdowns. They had 2 drives with field goals, and then they didn't score on another 2. Blew in the passing game. Didn't happen. George Pickens, they did some of that stuff. George Pickens was awesome. But when you look at the offensive keys, the Cowboys failed on many of the ones that I talked about. You look at the defense. They didn't have enough 3 and outs. They didn't spy Bryce Young. They didn't try to rattle him early. The gap integrity, I think, was there to a degree. But they did not stop the run with Rico Dowdle. And that was one of the things that did them in. I am telling you, the Rico Dowdle stat line alone is worth somebody being fired. I don't care if you fire the janitor. Somebody needs to be fired. I don't care if you have no reason to fire him. Somebody needs to be fired. The Rico Dowdle stat line is literally embarrassing. Rico Dowdle was 34, 183 yards. Let that sink in. 30 for 103, 6.1 yards per carry. Rico Dowdle was 4 for 56, 14 yards a catch in the passing game. This dude had a touchdown, and it was incredible. How in the world do you account for this much offense? 239 yards, if I'm not mistaken, of offense. How do you let your ex-running back account for that much? Cowboys didn't stop Rico Dowdle. Didn't blitz enough. Should have started the game blitzing. No big plays. Gave up tons of big plays. Tons of big plays. You're not winning. I'm not a football guru. This is just stuff I came up with on my own. Simple stuff I think all of us can see. And the Cowboys didn't succeed at none of these things. They just didn't succeed. Sam Williams continues to be an issue. Clowney played, but didn't get a sack. Deron Bland played okay. Maurice Leofow didn't hear a lot. Marquise Bell didn't hear a lot. Wanye Thomas, the defense just didn't show up. Didn't play more cover 1 and man, didn't do it. Didn't stop Rico Dowdle, the blitz rate, all of these things. And worst of all, I call these the Angie the Rebel Chick stats. Play physical and play aggressive on defense. The Cowboys did neither of the two. They did neither of the two. It was a travesty. They did contain Bryce Young for the most part, and they also succeeded in turning Bryce Young over, but they could do nothing with what they did, so the defense was a total failure. Brandon Aubrey, special teams, they didn't do what I said. Brandon Aubrey, only extra points. No, 2 field goals. Kickoff field position, it actually happened on a run or 2. Didn't do anything with it. Cowboys didn't do anything with it. I said Carolina will try to establish Rico, and they failed. They didn't fail. They established him, and he dictated the game. Another big sack game for the Cowboys. I don't even understand this. This is typically a huge sack game for the Cowboys. Huge sack game. Look at how many sacks the Cowboys got. Cowboys got 1 sack. 1 sack. Cowboys didn't get Jaden Blue involved. And I'm telling y'all right now, the Cowboys did not have a game plan for Jaden Blue. They just want to stick Jaden Blue back there and say, run it, doggone it. And if you don't run it, then you're not good enough. No, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. We did the same thing to Dalvin Cook or whoever. We did the same thing to him last year. Let him play 1 game against the Atlanta Falcons and go, see, he ran for 5 times. He's no good. Cowboys got to stop this stuff. Doggone it, you need to have a game plan for Jaden Blue. Don't tell me what Jaden Blue is not. Tell me what he is. Play him to his strengths and don't play him to his weaknesses. I'm blaming this on this Dallas Cowboy team for not running this guy right. Darren Posey said, gee, remember Steven Jackson's Jerry didn't draft me game? He ran all over Dallas. This game brought back my emotional damage. Yes, sir. Rico got get back on the Cowboys tonight or today. He got get back. He got get back and he showed them, hey, man, I'm better than Javonte Williams. I don't know if too many people can argue with him. I don't know if too many people can argue with Rico. Cowboys will rush for 150 to 200 yards. Didn't do it. Clowney will get a sack. Didn't do it. Ezra Rock will get his first sack. Didn't do it. Panthers will turn the ball over. They did. Everything happened but that. And watch this. Watch my score. Tell me this score isn't insane what I predicted if the things didn't go right. I said if everything went right, the Cowboys were going to beat the Carolina Panthers 42 to 24. Watch this. I said if everything went wrong, the Panthers were going to beat the Cowboys 27-24. They beat the Cowboys 30 to 27. It's basically kind of how I thought it was going to go. That they were probably going to come down to the last minute of the game and they were going to beat the Cowboys by a field goal if everything went wrong. That's exactly what happened. 27-24, it was 30 to 27. Off by 3 points. And that's the ball game, folks. That's the ball game. That was from last year. Y'all already know that. I don't even want to remind us of that. So, in conclusion, let me tell you where I am with this. I'm going to tell you where I am with this. And some of y'all are not going to agree. It's not over. We got 11 games to go, guys. Cowboys are not out of it. We're not even close to being mathematically out of it. I think we're going to watch the parity in this league continue. And I think we're going to continue to watch teams lose against teams that we never thought they were going to lose against. And the Cowboys are going to continue. You watch what I tell you. The Cowboys are really going to tick us off this next coming week, I believe. The Cowboys are going to tick us off because they're going to beat the Commanders, and then we're going to be crying saying, well, why couldn't you beat the Carolina Panthers? I think the Cowboys are going to win. If you look at the box score on the Cowboys, if I am not mistaken, let me see. If you look at the box score on the Dallas Cowboys, at this point in the season, the Cowboys, and I'm trying to think, but I think the Cowboys have yet, let me see here. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. But I think I'm right. Hold on. If I'm not mistaken, the Cowboys have yet to lose at home. The Cowboys beat the Giants at home. The Cowboys tied the Packers at home. So, let me see. Let me go back. So, we're 2-3-1. We've only played 2 games at home this season. The Eagles game was away. The Giants game was home. The Bears was away. The Packers was at home. The Jets were on the road. The Panthers were on the road. So that's what, 5 games? 6 games. The Cowboys have only had 2 games at home. They haven't lost at home yet. They've won and they've tied. They've won and they tied. So I think the Cowboys are going to continue the trend. I think they're going to beat the Commanders at home. It's a divisional game. For whatever reason, the Cowboys have had the doggone Eagles. I mean, if they've had the Washington Commanders number. You watch what I tell you. I am not going to be shocked if the doggone Dallas Cowboys beat the Washington Commanders. At home, beat the Washington Commanders. Just telling us. I think this is what we're dealing with this year. Brian has got to stop. He's got to break this curse. You can't get up for the bad teams. I mean, you can't get up for the good teams and fall flat against the bad teams. You can't do it. You can't do it. I think the Cowboys are going to wind up beating the Washington Commanders, and we're all going to be in our feelings again. And again, I think the hope is going to be big for the Cowboys because we're going to start saying again, the Cowboys are this, that, and the other. Cowboys will be playing the Commanders, the Broncos, and the Arizona Cardinals. So at this rate, we pretty much, unless something changes, the Cowboys will probably win the 2 games at home, and then we'll see what happens on the road with the Denver Broncos. That'll put the Cowboys at about 4-3-1, and then they'll need to beat the Denver Broncos. And I don't know, maybe 4-4-1 going into the bye week is good for the Cowboys. But I think the Cowboys need to be 5-3-1 going into the break. So, next game, October the 19th, Cowboys play the Commanders. I do think the Cowboys are going to beat the Washington Commanders in Dallas. I think they're going to stick with the trend or stay kind of where they are. And we'll talk more about that as we get ready to go this week. But I'm telling y'all, don't give up on the team yet. Long season. Too many things that can happen. Too many things that can happen to other teams. No team is guaranteed anything yet at this point in the season. The Cowboys are still in the thick of this thing. 2-3-1. I know it don't sound good, but you're not out. Now, we were 0-5-1. I'd be pretty much like it's over. It ain't over. As Teddy Riley and Guy used to say, it ain't over. It ain't over. I think the Cowboys are still in it. But again, we're going to be even more emotional tomorrow. It's going to be Overreaction Monday, and we will probably have some overreactions. But after we have our overreaction on Monday, we're getting back to football on Tuesday, and I am going to stick to my guns. I believe the Dallas Cowboys absolutely beat the Washington Commanders at home. Y'all tell me what you think. I've already moved on, guys. I've already moved on. I am still rolling with Brian Schottenheimer. I'm still rolling with these Dallas Cowboys, and I do think they are going to get the next win. Y'all don't give up on them. We're just going to have to win. We're just going to have to score a bunch of points. Daniel M., that's the bottom line. I think we're beating the Commanders, Daniel M. We're just going to have to score 35 points to do it. 35 plus points to do it. That is the story of the Dallas Cowboys this year. That's the bottom line. People saying they don't know what they are. I do know what they are. They are a good to great offensive team with a terrible defense. Bottom line. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Until the next time, God bless DC4L. Let's talk Cowboys when we talk facts. Peace.